Okay. Hello! Welcome back to the observatory. It's finally open. It's been 2 weeks. I got sick. We're all sick. Or tired. Or just being adults. But we're here to talk about One Piece.
It is true.
The Egghead Arc. Hello.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Moonlight, for the well wishes. And for the 37 months. That's insane. Yeah. So even though we were supposed to be reading Land of the Lustrous, Egghead ended, and I feel like the Straw Hat manga readers are Mugiwaras at the core. So we had to push the pretty gemstones away and go back to Luffy. Yeah, basically. So hello. I'm here with the regulars. We have Realm, Dawn, and Dr. Toto Hex. I was gonna ask a question, but yeah, I mean, I guess I'm happy you're all here. Hopefully my voice works the whole time, but at least we're here to support each other. If it doesn't,
It's okay.
I would
My
hope
voice is
so.
all fucked
Yeah.
up too.
yeah,
We have puppets in the in the background, so we can always mime each other if need be.
okay, thanks.
Exactly.
But what was I gonna say? I guess yeah. So we already talked about I don't know, almost half of Egghead, but there was so much information that was dumped that let's just talk about our impressions, and we can jump around in the plot even too, because we did technically discuss half of it already. But yeah, I don't know. Where do we want to start? I guess at the beginning.
Yeah. So the Straw Hats have left Wano, and they basically immediately get attacked by a giant mecha shark.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, giant mecha shark. That's the only episode of One Piece I've actually watched.
Though I do like how now that Jinbei is finally fully on the crew, and here we get to see him do cool shit.
Yeah. Yeah, he knows what he's talking about and is very good support to Nami, which I feel like we did get to see in Whole Cake a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's nice
yeah.
to continue.
He's like, Frankie, take the wheel.
Yeah.
I'll go down and pull the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Just that's wild.
Cool moments finally right at the end of the series.
Yeah, right at the is this the I feel like it's gonna be 4 years, 3 years. I don't know, we'll see. Oh, and also while they're getting attacked by the mecha shark, Lulucia is getting bombed, destroyed, out of existence.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely nuked. That
It's a
episode in the anime was crazy.
Yeah.
It's a big thing in this arc in general. Is they do a lot of thing is happening while this other thing is happening. A lot.
Yeah, you're right. Actually.
Yeah, and we also see how while this is happening, also Blackbeard's making his moves, and they've kidnapped Pudding from Whole Cake.
Oh yeah.
There's just a lot that's happened.
Forgot they did that.
Mm-hmm.
Now that
So
makes
Pudding's
more
back in the
sense.
story.
There's a card
Later
of
on.
Pudding in jail. Actually,
Mhm.
there's a One Piece card of that.
Oh no!
That's been so long. They were able to make a whole ass card of it.
That's kind of funny. But yeah, out of the it's this warm eddy has formed in the middle of the sea,
Mm-hmm.
but we see that there's a little girl in the warm eddy, and it's Bonnie.
Yeah,
It's
and
Bonnie.
the fact that she was a little girl, when she didn't have her powers activated in the water, was the first hint that people should not, lewd the child,
Yeah,
because she is tough.
right. I will say even Sanji's pretty respectful.
Yeah, I don't
To
think
her.
Sanji ever said
Yeah.
anything
No.
had hard eyes for her, which is good. That is a W for Sanji.
Sanji's kind to
The
children
bare
and not
minimum.
creepy.
The bare minimum. Yeah, very much the bare
He's
minimum.
not attracted to a 10-year-old.
Woo!
Thank God.
Sanji stonks are
Honestly,
looking not down,
in
but
the
not up. They're just
In the
okay.
past few weeks, I've sort of become a Sanji truther, a defender, because there's people that are comparing him to like Aizen and Maki from Chainsaw Man and things like that. I'm like, holy
What?
shit! He's not a good person, but he's not a mass murderer.
He's like a good person, just has a some bad habits he needs to
Yeah.
fucking fix.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, yeah, I don't know. He doesn't like.
I think
I
that they
will
like
say he doesn't
completely
step over. He
mischaracterized
doesn't step over boundaries to make him hateable. Like
No.
hateable in a way where it's like, oh, he just did a thing that is irredeemable. Like you can say I don't like him because he reacts a certain way, but
Yeah.
like just because he reacts a certain way doesn't necessarily. It's like doesn't mean it's really hurting anybody. It's just like
Yeah.
it's just hard to watch
Yeah.
sometimes.
It's just cringy.
It's
If
more
he was
like
like touching,
Sanji.
if he was like touching people and being weird, I'd
Oh,
be like,
yeah.
okay, that's
Like
okay.
he
No.
has never like touched Nami like
No.
in a like aggressive way. But I would say like Sanji's the type of person who has very strong beliefs and does his beliefs to like 110%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he will not kick a woman and he will believe that like till he dies.
yeah.
And like, you know, or he will not use his hands in a fight. And that is also something he will like continue to do.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
He's
is
a
like
loser in that way.
100% committed to the bit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He is kind of a
Yeah,
loser.
he's
to the
full
bit.
committed to the bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry. That's been my past few weeks. Actually, I've been like, man, maybe I gotta be on Sanji's defensive game more. People really.
I would be on Sanji's defensive for like accusations like
Yeah.
that, but
Yeah.
like I mean I still I'm the first to be like no, but he's pretty insufferable. Like he's like he's hard to root for when he's that insufferable because you're like maybe you should fail because like I don't like seeing you succeed because you're that insufferable.
Sure, that's fine. He's toxic,
He's like,
but
you know,
he's
if there
not
was like
actually
if he
breaking
wasn't
laws.
yeah, it's just like he's just a guy I would never want to see succeed. I'd always be like, wow, you are so insufferable.
Except for the San Zoro ship.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, so San is fine.
Well, that's because Zoro deserves that misery as well. They just deserve each other.
Sosan is dumb.
Zoro's an
Oh,
asshole
I miss
too.
this.
Zoro and Sanji both deserve each other in the worst ways
Oh
possible.
my god. His feelings are earned.
Oh, I
though,
just
and
saw
we'll
what you
see
posted
better.
in the chat, Tris. The Shikanoko Noko Noko.
Yeah.
Konakaida! Because that's what Chopper says. Like, I'm a reindeer.
Yeah, I'm not a deer. I'm a reindeer. So.
Has Sanji ever seen Zoro shirtless?
Yeah, I assume so.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
Why?
listen,
Why did
like
he...
it's
Wait,
canonical that all the boys on the ship sleep in the same room.
yeah.
This is very inconsistent because like he's got bigger tits than like Nami sometimes, and like Sanji should be like geyser blood in the air. Is inconsistent
Listen,
writing of
Flawless
that.
logic.
This is
I see,
more
I see.
support for the theory that Sanji is just faking it, how attracted he is to women, and that's not actually how he shows attraction.
It's a
Yeah.
fun theory.
How he actually shows attraction is like trying to fight you all the time.
Oh.
Yeah, see? Taps
That's why he's-
forehead.
That's why he's so like. Oh man, that's why he was always kind of like. He was a little like argumentative with like Pudding by the end of that arc too, when they were cooking and stuff. Well, I guess it was more just Pudding.
No, I was
but-
just kidding. He didn't really
Yeah.
argue.
Yeah.
It's just too pretty for that.
Yeah.
It's too pretty.
That's okay. Who do you think
okay,
Sanji's
we all have our
love interest is
weaknesses.
gonna be by the end? Think it's gonna be
I
that
hope
Viola
no one-
girl or Pudding or
Honestly, I could see Pudding. I
Yeah.
think that would be okay.
Yeah.
that'd be cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, pudding would be okay actually.
But
What if he just
also,
dies like early? What if he just like falls off the ship and drowns?
I don't think he
also
would.
imagine if like Zoro became a woman because he could never beat Kuina, and then he becomes a girl, so he could be the best swordsman and swordswoman.
Oh,
It's like it's
that
like
would make
this
the
is
dream
like-
come true.
you know that GIF image of like the guy like I don't even know. It's like a photo on the wall, and he's like humping it like really fast. Like the GIF image is like
no,
super
what?
fast.
I'm sorry, what?
People
What are
always
you talking
put, like
about?
will,
Sounds
like
you opening,
Photoshop
Dylan.
and people always like Photoshop like a
sorry.
character they like, and it's just like a really absurd, over the top reaction to like seeing that character. I could just see that like frame one is like fucking Sanji doing that with Zoro.
All I can
I'm
think of
trying
is
to
the
find it.
Knuckles who just like, does the approved
Oh yeah.
or the that is now illegal.
I'm just gonna post it in the morning. I'll delete it right after.
Oh my god.
This one. That's gonna be Sanji.
Oh. What the fuck?
Wait, I don't see it. What
The
the
mo-
fuck
the-
is
Sanji, go away. That's when Sanji starts becoming an actual like problem.
Yeah, an actual test.
Back to the mechanical shark, big robot man.
Yes, back to the actual art.
And he
We
like,
need to save more of this for like theory crafting.
I know. I mean, whatever. We have like 2 streams potentially, so like whatever.
Yeah, true.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, this Vega Force robot dude comes out and punches the mechanical shark.
Yeah.
And saves the Straw Hats.
Mm-hmm.
We also see that Tashigi's still taking care of the kids, which is cool. I like Tashigi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And we arrive on Egghead, or at least Bonnie, Chopper, Luffy, and Jinbei.
Yeah.
Which I always like how when they split up the Straw Hats, they always do it in a different way. I don't think we've seen like
Yeah, it's always different.
Jinbei interact a lot with Chopper, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it seems very like purposely done what he chooses for that.
Yeah. So they all land on the island, and then like Robot Man has picked up the Thousand Sunny and takes them, the rest of the crew.
Oh yeah, and then what did you guys think when Lilith was revealed? I think we talked about this already, but
Oh yeah.
she's like, I'm Vegapunk.
Yeah. I was
I
like, no,
don't
you're
know.
not. I've seen you. I got you spoiled.
Oh.
Oh.
Darn.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought, oh, cool. It's a cool lady.
That wouldn't surprise me if I was like, Oda made Vegapunk actually a hot girl. Okay, that's fine, I guess.
Yeah.
The fate treatment.
Yeah.
Just how it be.
But that's not actually the case. There's like a bunch of them. There's like 6 Vegas. Although we don't find that out till a little later. But
There's
Sanji's
7.
into her.
There's 6 Vegapunks
Oh, yeah, you're right,
and then
there's
1
7.
original. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. My bad.
And I love the aesthetic. Like this is like what was missing from like Punk Hazard. Like Punk Hazard was like it was supposed to be like a science lab, but it didn't feel like that. It just kind of felt like cold and clinical and empty.
Right.
But this is like the sci-fi island of your dreams, and you can tell that Oda really loves like the retro aesthetic, like Astro
Tezuka,
Boy,
stuff like that.
Jetson style. Like
Feels very it feels very inspired by that. Like he probably had it very planned from the beginning. If he ever did a future aesthetic, he would do it based on the stuff he grew up watching or something.
Yeah,
So
it's true.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes me excited for Elbaf because Elbaf is Viking based, and he said that the whole series is based off this like Viking cartoon he saw as a kid.
Oh,
really?
neat.
I didn't know that.
Very cool. That is cool. Yeah, I feel like Punk Hazard probably used to look more like Egghead Island, but because it like all got destroyed or whatever.
That's true.
Yeah, so it's like we're seeing like the actual Vegapunk mind at work, which is neat.
Oh yeah.
And then, yeah, there's Shaka. There's so many of them.
You meet all the Vegapunks.
Yeah, and there's like.
What's your favorite Vegapunk?
Which one?
Yeah.
Lilith.
I think Atlas.
I know yours is Atlas. Dawn.
Me? No, actually, I don't think so. I think mine is which was the little guy, the Edison.
Oh yeah, Edison.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I don't think there's any
Edison's
like
cute.
Pythagoras fans out there. Some people are York fans, and I get it. Like
I don't like.
they just
York
like
very
the.
much.
I know. I don't like her either because she's a jerk. But like
Evil. Yeah.
yeah. But no, some people are like it's the same type of people who would be like into Doflamingo, even though he's a jackass. Like
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
There are people.
Yeah. they're just
Yeah,
like,
no, I
oh
think-
wow, he could ruin me.
I think I like Edison, and I like Shaka. He's pretty cool. Daft Punk.
I do like Shaka's design, even though he's just Daft Punk.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's not a bad thing. Daft Punk's a good
true.
design.
I do like Shaka's
Is it?
design a lot. I mean, I like Edison too. I don't know. They're all kind of good designs, actually. So I don't really have.
You know, it's funny. I actually don't really like York's design. I think it's it's a little too. I don't know. It's a little too One Piecey. It's a little too like what I would expect. Let me look up like a picture of normal her. Like she's cute, but like I don't know, just like
I like it that
looking
she
like
could
she's, like,
turn
wearing-
like gigantic and like thick. you know?
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
cute. Yeah, that's cute.
That
But
was
they didn't make
fun.
her. They didn't make
Then
her
they keep
chubby.
it
Not biased.
going.
Yeah, they didn't make her chubby. They just made her like.
Well,
you know,
her
she's got
face
the-
is like rounder. I
Yeah.
think, especially in the anime.
Yeah, it's like
round
that's
cheeks, but
that's not the
about it.
minimum I'd want. Like, you know, it's like she's also still she has like, you know, super, you know, tight waist and hot
Yeah.
thighs and not wearing any clothing and
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know,
true.
normal
To be fair,
pigtail
she
hair
does
thing
like
going on.
part of her job is like going to the bathroom, so
Yeah.
at least it's like justified why she doesn't wear a lot of clothes. She's just sleeping and eating and
They all wear. They all don't wear clothes though. It's like the Egghead does not.
Lilith has pants, doesn't she?
Yeah. She has
Skin,
pants.
Yeah,
it's skin
Lil-
tight. It's skin.
true.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
Eh,
you're right.
To be fair, so is Zoro. So we get
Yeah.
equality in this
Yeah.
house. But like,
It's true.
I do like how like Lilith is like she's also like a mean girl, but she like has like the evil like smirk,
Yeah.
which is very
Yeah, I
fun
like
because
that,
that's not something like you always see in One Piece.
It's true. She's also
Outside
not-
of like sometimes when Nami is like mischievous. but
Yeah.
other than that, not really.
I do like that. They make Nami pretty like cartoony most of the time. Not most.
It's true.
Not some of the time. Like what she needs
Yeah.
to be.
Let girls be cartoony too.
Yeah.
But like, you know, that's why I really like with those very small instances where they do that with Robin as well, where I'm like, oh, that's like Robin emoting like a cartoon character. I like cartoon.
Yeah. Yeah.
even like when Vivi was part, like Vivi had a lot of fun cartoony reactions too. So
She did.
that's probably one of the reasons why I like her. So
Yeah.
I like my cartoon characters acting like cartoon characters. Surprise.
Shocking.
What?
Oh, I do like normal.
What?
I do like Vega though.
Cartoon artist likes cartoons.
Yeah. Who would have thought?
Blasphemy. Couldn't believe it.
I do like normal Vegapunk too. Just like
Yeah.
That's
Vegapunk,
true.
Vegapunk.
Yeah.
He's like Newton, Apple plus Einstein all
Mhm.
together.
I just like how he's just an exaggerated version of that one image of Einstein with his tongue out. It's like such a stupid
You
That's
could
idea.
true.
tell like Oda has like kept this design in his head for the longest time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I don't doubt
He
that.
looks exactly like what you would expect Dr. Vegapunk to look like too, but just like exaggerated.
Yeah, it's almost hilarious how it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
if I had to draw what I think Vegapunk would have been, I probably would have drawn something like this. But at this, I would have halfway. I would have been like, no, Oda's gonna do something different. Oda's gonna do something I'm not expecting. And I'm like, I guess what I wasn't expecting was him to do exactly what I was expecting.
Right.
Expect to be
cool.
expected.
Exactly.
It's true.
I like seeing his backstories too when his head is like not as big or when it's
And you
slowly
can
getting
see it
bigger. and
growing
bigger.
over time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And until he just cuts it off, he's like, my brain was too heavy, so I had to cut it off.
Too heavy. Everybody gets cool Egghead Island outfits, and we
Cool.
also find out that the CP whoever CP0 CP9 they're joining in.
Yeah, CP0 is here,
Zero,
and they
yeah.
brought some of the Seraphim with them. They brought Esper.
Yeah, they brought
yeah.
little versions of the Shichibukai, the warlords.
Yeah.
They're cool. I like my baby Mario, baby Luigi designs.
Right,
so
I know.
It's funny.
Yeah, and we very quickly find out that Bonnie's dad is Kuma. Which is like, whoa, and it's like so funny because it's like, don't hurt my daddy. 2 panels later, there's like Lady Law. Like what? Okay.
Oh yeah.
It's like Whiplash.
Lady Law, honestly, Law's pretty hot, but Lady Law can get it. I'm just saying.
You know, at Anime NYC, I saw a couple of Lady Law figures, and I was just like, I don't have room.
Really?
But it's
It's-
very tempting.
It's crazy that gender swap Law is not only canon, but only appears in one panel, and people are
It
like
was
over the
intensely
moon.
popular.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's see if I can find it.
I know. To be fair, Law was popular to begin with.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, he was.
Law looks like the typical shonen protector.
It's apparently Impregnate Law Week on Twitter, so be careful.
Uh,
when you look.
Jesus.
What?
What?
I'm not joking. It's a hashtag.
I gotta get on. I gotta get on that. The week's almost over.
It's a
And Craig
hashtag.
Law.
Yeah.
I'm sticking, my guy.
What?
There's so much.
Wait, did you say
Lula.
it's Mpreg or?
It's Mpreg? Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying. Did you say? Oh,
Are you
I don't know
okay?
what I just thought you said.
I dropped my iPad on my knee.
Ow.
I thought you said impregnate law week.
Yeah. Yeah. Mpreg.
Oh, No,
Impregnate law.
Yeah.
Mpreg or impreg?
Both of them.
So is it like a verb? Like, do I have to do it, or is it like a noun? Like, is this describing?
Most
Put it
people are
on
just
gay.
drawing like weird things of Luffy being a proud father.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would
'Cause
never put
Lula's
those
really
words in the
popular.
same sentence.
Yeah,
I
Luffy Law
can't
is
think of
actually
it
pretty
now.
published.
Yeah.
I don't see it though.
Yeah, sorry to derail the
because, like,
conversation, everyone.
yeah.
So that's important information.
Luffy is just like not interested in Law in that way at all.
No, he's not interested in like anyone in that way.
And Law is offended. Like he is offended of Luffy's existence.
He is.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a nice guy ultimately, but yeah.
Yeah.
Law will die alone.
That's
just how it is.
But yeah, back to Law. Law is facing off Blackbeard, and things don't seem to go very
Yeah.
well for him.
And Blackbeard's crew all have these like wild devil fruit powers.
Yeah.
Except for like the buff fruit. Like, because what is that? It just makes you strong.
It's lame.
Like, come on, that's really lame. The warp fruit is super cool.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Oh
a
yes,
power.
yeah.
Yeah. It is. Yeah, and I
then
think
the doctor has like the sick fruit and like basically gender swaps everyone with the gender swap disease because that's how diseases work. How can I get this disease?
I don't know. It's fascinating.
Wait, you're talking about? Is that Blackbeard? You're saying Blackbeard's crew?
Yeah, Blackbeard's
Yeah,
crew.
Blackbeard's crew. Yeah,
Mhm.
Dakio has the sick fruit.
Who's the one that could teleport again?
Burgess.
Yeah, Burgess.
No,
yeah.
not
Is it?
Burgess. Von Auger.
Oh, I don't know their names.
Yeah,
really.
Burgess
The one that looks like a
Burgess is
sniper.
the wrestler. Yeah, the guy with
Yeah.
like who really should shave because the goatee doesn't look good on him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Von
It's most
Auger's
people,
like
you know.
facial hair does not. He looked better without it.
Yeah.
The sniper dude.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is where we find out that they actually do have pudding, which is crazy because like
Yeah.
this is like the shortest time between like the cover story and the actual series where we see like the cover stories being relevant.
Right.
This was only a couple chapters ago where you see her getting kidnapped and she's here already.
Yeah, she's already there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, oh, huh.
Yeah. It's masterful. It helps the series feel like it's like faster paced. It's going towards the end here.
Yeah.
As all the
true.
pieces are falling in line.
Right. The everybody else gets their cool outfits. All the other Straw Hats. that
Yup.
is.
Yep.
Um,
Jinbei in the Hawaiian. It looks so good.
it's so cute. I love it.
They all look really good in this arc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have they made figures of these guys yet?
I don't think so. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong.
When I was in Japan, I did not see any yet, and I was like, "Oh, where
Yeah.
are the egghead? Where are the egghead figures?"
I haven't seen any.
Nami.
Um,
Looks okay. Oh, that one looks so good. It's like Luffy jumping in the air.
woo. Oh yeah, there's already like Jinbei Seraphim on the island. I forgot about that. And they fight.
Yeah. S Shark.
Yeah, S Shark, and they fight him. But they're confused because like what the heck.
Yeah. And we meet the rest of the Vegapunks in this chapter too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's
Which was
York.
like everyone went like, what the hell? Because like a lot of people got that, like Lilith wasn't the original Vegapunk, but they didn't realize like, oh, there's like a lot of them.
There's a lot of Vegapunks actually.
Yeah, like that's how this is working.
Yeah. And she's just like, York's just stuffing her face.
And we also find this gigantic ancient robot that's even bigger than like the
Oh,
other
yes.
robot underneath the island.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hidden away. We still don't have the full context of it.
We still don't actually.
We just know he's involved.
Yeah.
He did a thing.
At some point.
Yeah. I mean, he does a thing in Egghead Arc, but
Yeah, but we still don't know why important.
right.
A lot of things we don't know.
And we have a sad chapter where Robin cries over Saul, which is sad, and like we're
Oh
losing her
yeah, but we
mom,
do
and-
find out Saul is still alive. And
Yeah,
this
Saul
is
is
like
alive,
one fake
though.
out death that like I think I'm okay with.
Right.
Because
yeah.
it's like, it's been so
Fake
long.
out. Yeah, so I wouldn't really call it a fake out. It's more just like I like that idea a lot actually, where it's like in our heads we thought we had all the information, but we didn't have all the information. It's not like we were told they were all dead. Like Robin was never told they were all dead. She just or like well they kind of were, but she didn't see the end of that story. She left.
Yeah, she
It's
left.
like you kind of forget that. You just assume like, well, we know what happened after that.
Yeah.
Like they all
Yeah.
died, whatever. And it's like, but we don't always know what happens after that kind of stuff. Like, things don't always go as you think they do. It's like kind of
And
cool. It's
I
like,
think it's also understandable because he is a giant. So him surviving, him being like the one survivor makes the most sense.
yeah,
Right.
it's like if Nami's mom didn't die, it was like, oh no, she was wearing like a headband. Did you not notice that? And she had like a bulletproof headband on, so she didn't get shot in the head. It'd be like, okay, that's stupid as fuck, but like that'd be impossible to write back. But I think
Yeah.
Robin's is cool to do. I think like even there's probably other backstories that they could be like, oh, we didn't really have all that information, or just like storylines and stuff. Be cool. Do a good job. Good job, One Piece.
It is. It is good.
It's like
I don't know.
Kuina's dead, but like we never really see her die.
It's true.
She's gonna come back and she's gonna slice the stairs in half.
It's true.
Well, I don't know. It's just like a very odd piece of information that you get in that part. It's like you could argue it's just because it's like early One Piece, he was just doing whatever, but it's like not something he would write ever again. Where it's just like somebody dies off screen, like, oh, she fell on the stairs or whatever it was. So it's like, maybe she had to maybe there was a fake out death where she had to she was important and she had to leave or something. Like, I don't know, we don't have all that information. Maybe there's information we don't have. Like Zora was a kid. He maybe just assumed that there was no other story behind it. It's like,
yeah, we don't know.
It's good bullshitting. Like if he just suddenly wanted to use Kuina again, he made that excuse. I'd be like, I buy it. Like play it from the beginning, I buy it.
In the beginning.
Goda.
No, yeah, we do get so much information. You're right. We did not have all the information. Like later on, like Egghead goes to like the remains of Ohara to get like the books back, and Dragon's there, and they like have a conversation. Basically, I don't even know. Dragon doesn't do much. He just talks. But
well,
he's always just looking
to
out
be
into the sea
fair,
and
like
talking
this
about
is
things.
like the moment where Dragon decided to become a revolutionary. Was the
yeah, I
fact
know.
that this is-
I know.
I'm just tired of people like saying that, like, oh my god, Dragon didn't do anything. He didn't do anything.
I would just like to see.
It's like you could say the same thing about Shanks up until now,
no,
but
it's
like
true.
they will take like one big action and then you'll be like, oh shit, never mind.
I do like
It would be
like
nice to see it. That's all.
Yeah.
I do
The
like
dragon.
the consistency of seeing Dragon looking out into the ocean and saying something like some wisdom is really funny. Like,
It is
every
That is
time.
true.
You're right.
Yeah,
No,
it
I
was a
like
good
how
meme.
they have a few big figures in One Piece that like they're saving, obviously, like they're
Mhm.
savoring with his like Shanks and Dragon and like even Blackbeard in a way. It's like
Yeah.
we know what Blackbeard does kind of, but we haven't really had like a full reveal of what the hell what's up with him. And even
Right.
the elders for so long were like that. So it's like he knows how to cook, keeps them in the oven for a while. It's like yeah, it might be a little crispy by the when they come out, but you like them crispy.
Yeah,
Like,
Right.
that's a good analogy.
yeah, it's the what's it called? Yeah, Dragon's gonna be awesome. You think he controls weather? It's like a lot of people's theory.
I don't think so. Or I think he controls weather, but I don't think he has a weather fruit. I think he has some sort of zoan fruit.
Oh.
It might be like a Raijin or something, like Thunder God or Storm
Oh,
God.
like a storm
Oh.
tiger thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
That'd be cool.
I never
Yeah.
thought about that. What if he's a dragon?
What if he's a dragon?
I think One Piece does a really good job of like having references, but not having the named character be the exact reference it is.
Right.
You know?
Yeah,
Usually.
they'll be like some animal that they call the dragon or
Right.
something. Like
Because like for example, Godfall, like this like knight dude, that's actually like the Don Quixote like reference, but he's
Yeah.
not named Don Quixote. Don Quixote is the name of another character who's introduced in Jaya right before.
Right.
oh yeah,
That's true.
the yeah, I was just gonna say because they have that little tease at the beginning where it's like, oh, suddenly Luffy survived, and then you're like, it was you. That's crazy. That is the like. Well, I guess you get a little bit of dragon time during the backstory of this part, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
not much dragon. Monkey D. Dragon.
Monkey D. Dragon. Yeah, no, you're
Also,
right.
do you think that's actually his birth father?
I don't
Assume
know.
so, right?
Maybe.
I don't know anything about. It's so hard to guess. Like at this point.
I have no idea.
They look
He doesn't really
more
look like
I mean, they
Luffy.
have black hair. If that's enough.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They don't have the same nose though.
The
But
Trogdor fruit.
it does seem like he cares about Luffy as if he was his birth son.
Yeah.
So
So maybe. But I mean, a lot of people care about
Mhm.
Luffy too, so it's like, who is?
Yeah, I was gonna
is
say
real
Luffy's definitely got
bad?
quite a few
but he
like
cared about
parental
him
figures.
like from the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, and Luffy didn't know of his existence. I don't see why like it went. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
Unless
know.
he is somehow adopted.
Why did he leave him?
Mm-hmm.
We know why he left him because he like had to do this revolutionary stuff and didn't
Oh, okay.
Didn't want to
want
take a kid
his like
along.
child to be like, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he says that to Kuma too. He's like, you might as well kill me now if you're gonna like expose me like this.
Right.
Oh.
No, you're right. So we've already explained this. We learned that Vegapunk has split himself into like 7 parts because they all have all of the knowledge spread out throughout.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
well,
what if-
it's because he's like, I have too much brain power,
Yeah,
not
too
enough
much brain.
time. So like, let me make like 7 bodies, and one is just gonna be for eating and pooping, and everyone else can work all the time.
Yeah, basically.
So we can all work on their stuff.
Yeah. It's silly. But Bonnie also has already met Vegapunk, like they know each other, and he's like involved with the government, but he clearly doesn't want to be. And then
Vegapunk's a
CP0
very interesting character because he is like not good.
Yeah.
He's not a good person, but he is very smart. And he does some good things.
Yeah, like ultimately he agrees to work with the government because they're gonna fund his research because all he wants to
Yeah.
do is research. But he does seem
but
to
he didn't
regret
really-
some of his actions.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think he's like. I think he's as bad as any person is, where it's like he makes decisions for his own
Yeah.
sake, like any pirate would. But those like, what's it called? Like, yeah, I like how they show he has a lot of empathy. Like, you know, he's obviously like doesn't want to do things, and in the end, he does like probably the most like life-changingly heroic thing any character's done in the
That's
series
true.
yet.
Yeah.
Like,
But he's lived a life of like a lot of mistakes. He's very like Oppenheimer-esque,
Yeah,
you know?
right.
I guess so.
I mean, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, he's just did
He's
things
bound
for the
with
sake of the
knowledge.
research of it all.
Yeah.
And the thought went away. It'll come back later. Sorry.
Yeah, he's done a lot of research and he's made a lot of inventions, and not all of them have helped people. And
Yeah.
some have hurt people.
Yeah, like he invented like the S
Yeah.
little
And,
things too.
yeah, and he will invent things for the sake of inventing them
Yeah.
without really thinking about like the actual like moral and justifications behind like what would happen if he did this.
Yeah. And some people, I don't know, I feel like some people you talk to, they think, well, it's good to invent just for the sake of inventing, but sometimes it's not. And clearly that's like the moral of the story here. Like I shouldn't have like discovered this mother flame thing, and let
Yeah,
the
it's
government
like
know that it was there.
Knowledge is power, but is power always good?
Yeah, but
Like-
it's power always good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big theme in One Piece too. It's just like, you know, power being a like driving force on what causes like evil. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's I was just gonna say. Yeah, I like Vegapunk's a cool character in the end. I was like very like I wasn't sure if it was just gonna be wackiness, but I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's crazy how they can make these like wacky, like ridiculous looking like characters be actually very like empathetic and cool and you want
Yeah,
them
very
to survive.
human.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's kind of like a big thing with One Piece that I think is so smart is like they're able to create such like a human world in such like a fantastical cartoony environment. Like probably one of the most ridiculous. I think most people would say this. It's like one of the most ridiculous shonen out there in terms of like art style and like scenarios that they come up with. But it's also one of the most like what do you call it? I don't know. One of the most analogous to like real life, like in terms of just like groundedness to its like themes and storytelling stuff. I am so stuffy right now. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm sorry.
but yeah, it's pretty cool in that way. Like, you know, it has a good juxtaposition where it's like very wacky and stupid, but stupid in a good way. But like,
Right.
but it's good. It's
And I
like, wow.
think I've talked about this before, but I think One Piece does a very good job of portraying these themes because it doesn't really tell you who's right and wrong. It's
Yeah, that would be
kind
so
like,
that'd be so hypocritical of them. Like, to be
yeah,
like,
it's
no,
like
like,
here's the information, but remember that Luffy has done like a lot of fucked up things too. Like he's a pirate. He's not a good person.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
They're not
yeah.
good
No,
people. They're just people, and you have to decide yourself whether you are on their side or not.
this
Right.
arc did a really good job humanizing some of the most evil motherfuckers in the series, which were like you know, the head admiral people.
Yeah.
And it's like, these guys are also people, like, you know, that have relationships and backstories and everything like everybody else.
Yeah.
And like, when you learn that kind of stuff, you end up having some empathy, and it's like, wow,
Mm-hmm.
maybe that's
Yeah,
what makes us human and
sure.
cool. Like, you know.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah,
We
I
really
didn't
do
realize.
have like an entire like what's meeting of the like every Marine person ever. It feels like not ever on this island. Because like CPO is there. It was kind of cool to see Don Lucci get fucked up.
Oh, Rob Lucci? Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, Rob Lucci. Sorry. Get
It's
fucked
okay. You
up.
can call him Bob. Bob is
Bob
also short
Lucci.
for Robert.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's give it
Uh,
Bob. He thinks he's someone.
Yeah. That was pretty great because they didn't really stand a chance, and Kaku's just like, "Whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Maybe we don't fight."
No, Kaku straight up is like, wait, he's an emperor now. You can't fight him. And Bob is like, what do you mean he's an emperor? I didn't accept this.
Yeah,
There's no way
didn't
he's
say that
stronger
was
than
okay.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just gets fucked
he's
up.
coping so hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this fight doesn't even last long, and then actually, I think that's what I was actually spoiled on, but I didn't have any context for it, so I guess it was fine. But yeah, I got like a push notification that was like, "Will Rob Lucci team up with Luffy?" As we were reading like Water 7. It's like, what the fuck?
That is very fucked up. While you were reading Water 7.
It's like, what the fuck? So I just uninstalled the app.
Oh my goodness.
It was really funny. Honestly. So it's like, well, I guess he doesn't die.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, to be fair,
Nobody really dies.
Really dies.
Yeah, it's true.
Except now, actually, a lot of people died.
Yeah, a lot of people died on Egghead Island. It's true.
Yeah.
So yeah, CPO's there with all of their Chichibukai.
Yeah, and then like my thought when I was reading this, because I was like reading this while it was being released, while like we've been doing book club and all, right? So like I thought like, oh, okay, so the CP9 is going to be the main villains of this arc, right?
Mm-hmm. No.
No.
No. No.
But we had like such epic moments, like Kuma busting out of like he's been recaptured, or not recaptured, but like rescued by the Revolutionary Army, and they're trying to fix him, but he like breaks out of all of his like IVs and chains and everything, and just like yeets himself straight into the red line and climbs it just to go back to his daughter. That's fucking metal. That's so wild.
It's very. He just keeps like teleporting till he gets there.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. We do see what's his butts? What's his name? Oh my god, my brain is so like COVID fog. The guy with the metal arm, Kid.
Oh yeah.
Get like fucked up by Shanks.
Oh my god, he looks so funny towards the end of Egghead. But yeah, he got really messed up. I like how they're just like, you know what? Let's just drop a bit of like power scaling here. Let's just
like you're not even close. Trashed. Actually, you thought you were close. No,
you're not even close. But it's also like I remember that like Kid hates Shanks, but we don't know why.
It's because Shanks' crew cut off his arm. That's how he lost his
arm. Is that the only reason why? I guess I assume so. I don't know.
Well, also just because like he does also just hate all the 4 emperors. Like,
that's true. He just hates them all. Okay.
He's just a you know, just a mean little boy.
Spiteful dude.
And
does anyone know about Shanks' involvement with the with the celestial dragons yet? Does like anyone know that beyond like
No.
important people?
Oh no. I think Roger knew because after like there's that one flashback where after they come back from the One Piece, Shang's like in tears asked Roger something, and it was probably about that or something, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
But we don't know. We'll definitely get answers
Yeah.
soon.
This is the part where you get one of my favorite chapter covers where they're all eating pizza.
Oh yeah, it
Pizza,
looks so good.
yeah, the pizza was good.
They're all eating it off of Luffy.
Basically,
It's like on top of him.
yeah, he's on top of the pizza. They all fight. Everybody
Yeah.
fight.
There's this whole like I feel like this felt very much Hunter x Hunter.
Oh
Where
yeah.
they like introduced like this system of like this pacifista command hierarchy.
Mhm.
It feels like something Hunter x Hunter would do is like, here's a new system just for this arc.
Just so you know.
It probably will never matter again.
Yeah,
But
I don't think
it's
gonna
kind of
matter
cool right
again.
now
Yeah.
in this like contained arc.
And like, Stussy is not evil or working for CPO. She's like
Yeah.
a clone though.
And it's like, wait, does that mean that Miss Bucking, like the original, was actually telling the truth? Did she actually bang Whitebeard? Like what?
Heck, I don't know. Maybe she did.
I don't know.
I
But
mean,
like no, at the beginning, like when you see her, you're like, ah, this lady's full of shit. But now you're like, wait a second.
yeah. Wait a
Making
minute.
us think she's full of shit and then actually doing something is like the one thing that Odo totally would do.
Right. And then she did stuff, and she was useful. And like all of the Seraphim have like similar ability to the Seven Warlords, but it's also kind of to the detriment because Boa like is still weak to Luffy.
Yeah, that's confusing.
Yeah.
Also not great that she looks like a kid and like people are still being turned to stone. I guess because they think she's cute and like
Yeah, she's just so cute.
like kawaii way.
Or
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what it
I don't
is.
know. It's just you looked at me and now you're stone. Just
Well,
that ability.
At least Vanderdecken's not here.
Yeah, Vanderdecken is not here, so it's okay.
I hope Vanderdecken is actually dead. Let's
Yeah, me
just like
too.
kill him off screen like Absalom, please.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, but we get like Gear 5 Luffy versus Lucci too.
Yeah,
Yeah, which is
So
cool.
good.
it's crazy. We know what's coming up is that Kizaru is arriving on a boat with Saturn. That's like the upcoming fight while everything is happening. And also
Yeah.
Bonnie is like interrogating Dr. Vegapunk, like, why did you kill my dad? Which we find out, and it's pretty sad.
But
Everything is
Vegapunk's like, I can't tell you. And she's like, well, why not? And he's like, I can't. And she's like,
I
but
can't
why?
do it.
Just touch the giant orb thing. You'll figure it out.
Just touch the paw thing.
But he also doesn't want her to do that. He's like, I can't let you know. I promise to not tell you. And
Yeah.
she's like, well, damn it.
Well, damn. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it is kind of great that the CPO fight didn't last very long. I thought it was great because I really didn't want that to be the whole arc, personally.
Yeah.
And that they're not that smart. We do get to see Vivi though. Vivi's safe with Wapol.
Baby's safe. Yeah,
For
she's
some
her
reason.
best friend.
And Wapol is relevant.
Is safe
again.
and relevant.
Yay.
Yay!
Everyone's favorite.
Everyone's favorite character. But Vivi.
Yeah,
Yes,
but they're
Vivi.
best friends though.
Yeah. And they're with Morgans, who I didn't like Morgans very much, but now I kind of think he's cool. Because he's just like,
Is that the
he just
is
wants
the
to get the
bird?
news out there.
Who
Yeah.
represents the free press.
The free press, yeah.
Yeah,
Birdman.
it's cool. I like that kind of character. Very very pirate-esque, where he's
Yeah.
just like, yep, like the world should know freedom, freedom of information.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's like even if it's like, not beneficial to everybody, it's like, living by his
Deserve to
morals.
know.
Right. Whereas Phoebe's just criticizing everything he does, like, Luffy would never say that, things like that.
Yeah. She's It's like, shut up, bitch. Like,
Shut up, man.
naggy
She's
bitch.
so rude to him. It's great.
She doesn't give a fuck.
No, she does not. Let's see. There's precious gemstones. Atlas is big. That's actually why I like Atlas, because they're big.
Yeah.
They are quite large, in fact.
Yeah.
I think towards the end I really liked it was a tie between Atlas and Lilith.
Mm.
I mean, I like people in like groups. I thought Shaka and Edison were bros, which I really appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
They're like the Three Stooges together with the original Vegapunk.
What about
And then-
Pythagoras? No one likes Pythagoras.
See,
I like
is he the one?
Pythagoras,
Does he have the southern accent, or is that Edison?
I think Edison. I think I remember Edison being like saying like an ancient
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the scans. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if that was the official one or like the fan one, but I remember them being like weirdly southern.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
That's why I like him.
I get it. It's fair.
Yeah.
He also
That
just like
southern
little
charm.
robot man. It's nice. So yeah, because the Seraphim are like causing such a havoc on the island and somebody's controlling them, they don't know who, I guess at the moment. They are proposing to team up with Lucci and Kaku. That Luffy and Zoro team up with Lucci and Kaku, and they're like completely disgusted by this concept. Like completely like no.
Zoro's like it's on site. Like I can't stand him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like no. Yeah, and they like debate whether they should let them go or not. Do, right? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
do let him out.
Yeah.
And then freaking giraffe form Kaku has not gotten better.
No, he really hasn't.
No.
What the fuck
poor
are you
guy.
supposed to do if you're just a giraffe?
He's just coping really hard.
Mhm. It is not the best Zoan fruit, unfortunately.
Oh, that one panel where Zoro's like, "Oh, they're just like that guy I fought on Wano." The
Oh.
only like notable features he has were like dark skin, white hair, black wings, and flames on his back. They're like, "Why did you not tell us?"
Why did you not tell us? Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty important information, Zoro, but okay.
We also get to see like how Bonnie's powers like work, because like it seemed originally like they were just more of like a transformation, like shapeshifting power,
Mm-hmm.
but we can see like how she can like use them very creatively. Like she doesn't even have to go to the direct future. She can turn herself into like an alternate future version of herself.
Yeah.
Just crazy. And she can also like just bust through like locks and stuff, because she can turn the locks like back into oil.
Yeah. Yeah, her power is pretty crazy, actually.
It's just like unexplainable god powers,
Yeah.
which is
Wow.
like the coolest shit in the world.
But I
It's like,
liked-
we learn soon that others may have that.
Yeah.
But I like that out of all the people to have the, I wouldn't say BS, but I would say a bit more nonsensical, this runs on imagination type powers. It is the 12-year-old that we can have as a very plot relevant person.
And
You know, like
Luffy.
they weren't just a right. Luffy acts like a 12-year-old, but he
That's
has
true.
his powers and he lives, you know,
Yeah.
with it. But like you don't have, it's not like plot convenience for somebody to have it randomly and save the day. You know? Like this person tied in so well, and for the reasons that they are of a younger age and they happen to have very creative powers, it like works so well for them.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Long story short, I dig it.
I
Mhm.
just love this idea that like the reason why the government wants these guys gone is because like they are gods and they are devils. And it's like, that is cool.
Yeah, that's true, actually. And, like, I don't know, they're just disruptive, I guess.
Yeah. And I like later on, like this is all like setting up, like the idea that she can go to a distorted future, the idea that her father like looked up to Nika. This is like all like building and foreshadowing for what is to come.
Yeah, it's
Helps,
very
like, tie this
cool.
arc together.
It's really neat that she can basically be Nika, kinda, like not to the same extent.
Yeah, not
but...
yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like again, I like seriously have problems with some of the critical reading skills of some One Piece fans.
Oh,
They're
really?
just like, oh my god. Like when they saw her become Nika, they were like, oh my god, now they're just giving power ups to like everybody. And it's like, it very clearly is not a permanent thing.
Yeah,
right.
they should go back to reading Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
Like,
and it's very clearly like this power up is like deserved because her father was like this beacon of hope and freedom, and she's becoming that for him. But also, like, she cannot sustain it because that's not how her powers work.
Yeah. Yeah, she can do it for a short period of time.
Yeah.
I genuinely think, judging by what I've seen, how people talk about One Piece is too good for the people that read it. Like it's
I want people to read it, but I want people to have better critical reading skills.
Yeah, it's too good for the average shonen fan.
Right. Some people have a real hard time with that.
That's true.
Some people shouldn't drive. Some people shouldn't have One Piece just as their standard. You know, they really need to work to upgrade that.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like people don't meet in the middle. Like this, like, you know, One Piece like expects a lot from you because it's a very passionately written story and wants to, like, you know, make sure its reveals and everything hit at home. But you have to like be able to like willingly absorb a story like this. And you know, I've talked to a lot of people who have told me they keep up with One Piece, but they haven't read all of One Piece. They just keep up with it. Like they don't know anything that happened beforehand. Yeah. They just, like, you know, they saw it on TikTok, they saw it on Twitter, and they want to be in the hype, so they just read the newest chapters. And I'm like, I'll be honest, I'm just gonna be blatant here. I think that's shitty. Like, I think that's actually very disrespectful. I think if you told Oda that, he'd be like, actually, can you please read my whole series? Like, because I spent a lot of fucking time on this thing. Like, you think you spent a lot of time reading it? You should see how much time you spent writing it. Like, you know, it's like, I think it's fair to be like,
but it's too long. It's like,
that's well, if it's too long, then congratulations. You don't have to read it. like that's crazy concept that you don't have to absorb every little thing that everyone is enjoying right now. Yeah. It's just I think people don't actually like One Piece. They like hyping the hype of One Piece. They like, you know, being in the hype in the community that involves it. But when people were complaining about, I saw people just complaining about Egghead as a whole. Like, just being like, Egghead was pretty disappointing at the end. I'm like, okay, I'm like, it's fine. You could have judgment, but I think if the judgment was not a lot of things happened, or this thing happened, that you didn't have the hypest moments like Wano or something, I'd be like, you obviously aren't like taking in what Oda wants you to take.
Because I think Egghead is very much the reward for sticking with the story.
Yeah,
because it's a payoff arc. It's a payoff for everything that's built up before this.
I think it's amazing that we literally started reading One Piece, and like when we end, we get like literally these entire lore dumps that I didn't have to wait 30 years for.
Egghead is the first time I think a lot of people who have been following this series for so long feel like they're getting answers. Like they're actually like getting like the payoff of all this time they spent, which is like this might be the best arc for so many, like, you know, of the veteran readers, just because of that. It's like, remember that,
and
when
if you
Egghead
haven't kept up with the series and you read this, like, no, like, you might have, like, if you started at Wano, like, sure, Wano you can, like, is a pretty self-contained story, but Egghead is not that. Egghead is like, it's a culmination of all these plot threads finally meeting, and if you don't know where these plot threads started, there's no way you have any emotions towards this.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, no, and I think that's by design. I think Oda did that on purpose, and it, like, you know, it's obviously the point of this arc is like, yeah, we're gearing towards the ending. I want to make people feel like we're gearing towards the ending. All this stuff. It's very purposeful. It's very cool. It's very well written, and it's like, for people to just dismiss it, to be like, well, you know, I don't know, it was kind of a lot of talking. I'd be like, okay, wrong. You're wrong down. Series. Go back to Jujutsu Kaisen or something. I don't fucking know.
Right.
And it had to, and to appreciate it in a not even like in a condescending way, but just like objectively, like there are many series who have moved to either, first off, in like a very subjective opinion, people just fucking drop the ball on a lot of series endings and or
Yeah,
series
that's true.
culminations, and then a lot of people like to um have ambiguous, open to interpretation, like ideals, and you can find plenty of movie critics and buffs who will tell you why the color blue, in Groundhog Day means something, but like there was just too many ways that it could have gone like
Mm-hmm.
totally sideways and you get no answers. Now, like you're finally getting it. It feels weird. It's kind of
Mhm.
like a huge
Yeah.
stun to your
Yeah.
Yeah,
to your
it's like
body, but you'll
watching the like last 5 minutes of Lord of the Rings,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like, oh,
Mhm.
okay, so these guys like dropped a thing in a volcano. Cool.
Yeah,
All
it's like
right,
without the
look, it's
context, you
over.
wouldn't know that.
It's
Yeah,
like what?
the
It's true.
but it's interesting you say that, Rob, because like I think when One Piece is vague, like in the terms of like explaining like Bonnie's power, they're purposely vague with that because it's not supposed to have a lot of, or like Gear 5 even. They
Yeah.
don't really like heavily explain that because there isn't supposed to be an explanation to it. It's supposed to be kind of up to interpretation on like how this stuff is going to work because it's sort of like that's the whole point of the power and people just cannot figure that out. And
Yeah.
like to me I'm like, man, I don't know. Maybe it's because I took art classes in college and high school, but like like obviously I see One Piece as a piece of art, and like that stuff is beautiful to me. Where it's like when people create something that's like, yeah, this is supposed to be for the viewer to make their own conclusions on,
right.
and I think that's
Right, and
cool. And like,
I'm not saying like it needs to be one dimensional. It does not need to be a game of checkers. There is obviously so much more to it, but like the bigger points, the bigger
yeah,
connecting pieces. There it was like the odds were stacked against Oda to just not deliver any sort of like, like it could have just been muddled in so many
oh yeah,
plot points. There are many like manga series that I read that people just like, yeah, how'd the light novel go? Because they really want to catch up to it, and they're like, yeah, it became like a side quest bonanza, so don't bother reading it. And you just like, could you imagine?
I
Someone
just
tells you this about
don't
1,000 chapters
think
plus,
I just don't think you could do that with One Piece.
right? It's so
Yeah.
impressive, 1,000 plus, and you are getting real,
Answers. Yeah.
concrete
Like, even though I don't like
lines
Long
to
Green
walk.
Long Land, I don't think you should skip it. Like, it's not that long. Just suffer for 20 chapters. You'll be fine.
Realm might fight you on that one.
You need to know the context with Kuzan's
We need a duel right
Aokishi's
now.
relationship to
Yeah.
Robin. Okay?
I don't think you should skip Long Way Long Land because
without
it also like sets up like why the crew and having the crew together is so important, and you could lose these people. I just
Yeah.
don't think Long Way Long Land was done well. You should
Mhm,
skip it, but it wasn't a good arc. It's like the
without
one bad arc.
Long
Just
Ring,
suffer,
Long
it's
Land,
fine.
I wouldn't have realized that I like doing Carl Weezer over One Piece villains. So I give it its credit.
Okay.
Like Carl
But the
Weezer out of
credit
10.
can stay like a crumbled up piece of receipt in in my back pocket. It
Yeah.
can just like stay right there.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, back to like the actual
Yeah, so
manga.
a bunch of things happen. We
Mhm.
find out that a bunch of like marine people that went to go check on Egghead are all locked up. Shaka gets murdered. It's like, oh
Yeah,
no.
fucking dies.
Yeah. Like
Like shot in the head. Daft
um
Punk dead
is he really
on
though?
the ground.
York reveals that she's the evil one because she wants to be a celestial dragon. Because like, yeah, all she wants to do is eat and poop all day. Like, yeah. She already does that. But
I'm always a little confused with that. So York is still part of Vegapunk, right? Like,
yeah.
but it's just a part of Vegapunk that wanted to be a celestial dragon. Is that what I'm trying to assume here?
Because she's the embodiment of his greed.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
like later on, Vegapunk says, like, I never should have isolated greed specifically, like, because he isolated the different aspects of himself. They're
Is
not
it
keeping each
greed?
other in check. So,
I
like,
thought she was gluttony, or like was supposed to
it's
kind of
the
She's
same.
greed.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's-
gluttony,
yeah.
greed. Yeah.
Yeah. There's like different translations out there, but the idea here is like, yeah, humans are naturally greedy, but normally our like logical or like our selfless sides keep that in check.
Yeah.
But unfettered greed.
Yeah, she has
is,
no
like
checks.
the most dangerous
so.
one.
she just goes bananas.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, I get not liking her. I do like her hair, but otherwise, yeah.
I like that she's like a female villain because
Yeah.
we don't have a lot of those.
Yeah.
In One Piece, honestly.
Yeah, but Oda still does the thing that he always does with female villains that aren't ugly. where
That's
you're
true. It
Kind
makes
Yeah, I
of
was about to
supposed to
say.
care about them
Yeah.
by the end. It's like you kind of are like, oh, well, I kind of feel bad for this one. Well, I guess you do feel bad for like Big Mom, kind of, but they still made Big Mom like monstrously evil.
I don't know. I
Like,
don't feel
just-
bad for York. York is an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But,
they
yeah.
I feel like they kind of try to. They try. I don't feel bad
No.
either. But I can tell
yeah.
they like. Oda just has a. I feel like Oda sometimes has a problem making, like, it's almost like, oh, well, I don't want people to hate this girl. She's too hot. Like, people are gonna buy fucking figures.
I don't
of her.
agree with like him trying to do that with Big Mom though. Like Big
Well,
Mom
they
had a
gave
whole
her a-
backstory, but that was like a villain backstory. It was not a like
Yeah.
feel
No.
bad for her. It's a
No, I
this
know.
is
That's
how
what I
she
was
came
just.
to be.
Yeah.
I
mean,
do
they gave
kind
her
of
some.
feel
There
bad
was some
for Big
sympathy.
Mom because she is a little bit. She mostly is a victim of like not having parents that wanted to take care of her,
True.
and no one told her no.
But she's
Um,
like basically like a monster. Like it's
But
almost
yeah.
like she's like barely even human.
Yeah,
like when
yeah.
they like like the way they personify her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But like other villains, the only one that comes to mind right now is like the what's her face, the one from Punk Hazard, the
Oh, Monet.
yeah,
Yeah.
Monet, where it was like obviously by the end they were trying to play it kind of like a like, oh, she just was basically manipulated by Doflamingo, but she was also like kidnapping children. So like I'm not that sympathetic. Like she could die. Like, but it's like I feel like he does that. Oda almost does that as like a, well, she's attractive. People people like the attractive girls. Like we gotta make
At least
sure
he killed
people
her
are still-
off, and she stayed dead. Like I'm sad about it, but like because she was hot. But like yeah, Monet actually stayed dead. They didn't like fake it out, you know.
No, yeah, it's nice. But yeah, I feel like a lot of times when he writes like the villain women, they're like actual fucking monsters. Like,
Yeah.
True.
Well, honestly, let me look up women. Like even the one in Blackbeard's crew, like she could have just been a normal like hot lady drawn One Piece lady, but she's kind of like more like I don't want to.
No,
say it sounds like
she's
weird.
pretty monstrous. She's like
Yeah,
basically said she wants to like kill people and like abuse them and take their heads and hang them on a wall. Like she
Yeah.
is not very good.
And the way she's drawn, I guess the only
Yeah.
one I can think of right now is
I mean,
Black Maria.
Smoothie.
Just unambiguously evil and like
Smoothie, they never really fought Smoothie though. Like
No,
Smoothie, everyone
Smoothie
like
freaks me
goes
out,
crazy
though.
for Smoothie, but she never has like really done anything.
She terrifies me. She just like turns people into liquid. Bleh.
That's true.
Like,
You know,
And
the
you can
first
drink
the
it.
first thing I thought about when you were comparing these like the villains to be like real monsters, the contrast to the men that are the villains, it's like a New York like fashion show versus putting like a what's it called, a paper bag on like the women's heads and be like, all right, have at it.
oh my
Like this
God.
is your costume.
Speaking of One
Yeah.
Piece is at the New York Fashion Week.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
Is it
They
really?
are. There's somebody that did a One Piece themed runway.
wow.
they had
Pretty
some
cool.
interesting stuff at the
There's
convention.
some
They
good-
had
there's some good fits in One Piece.
a
Mhm.
good amount of representation for Frankie actually.
Yeah.
Cool
Oh.
leather jacket. They actually had a bedazzled belt. Like
Oh my
imagine.
God, I would have bought too many things. I'm glad I didn't go.
Oh, okay. So imagine your average Australian dressed like a southern person with like alligator skin boots or something, and then put some rhinestones on that and a big old like Texas, belt buckle.
Mm-hmm.
That was like what the outfit was like.
I found this article for top 7 female villains in One Piece, and like most of these are not like number 1 is Boa.
Yeah.
Like if she's a villain, Luffy's a villain. Like what the fuck?
I mean, from the Marines' perspective.
They couldn't even give us a top 10. They only have 7.
Yeah, right.
The Marines are controlling everything. The world government's controlling everything. You
I
never
feel like
know.
most of these, it's like Perona, like hardly. Like she's a villain in one point of the series, but she's pretty much like
She's
just
like
cute
neutral
little-
character.
But she
Yeah,
is
she's,
very
like, neutral.
popular because she's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sugar, I guess, but
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Sugar
she is,
sucks.
but she's not like she's not like, you know, big bad. She's just a person working for Big Bad. Black
What?
Maria.
Yeah, okay, but she is pretty fucked up though. Like Sugar's powers are like incredibly cruel and unusual.
Yeah, that's why, like fucking Usopp like Five Nights at Freddy's jump scares her, and then that's like
Yeah.
she dies.
Yep.
Black Maria, Baby Five, she wasn't bad in the end. She was fine.
No.
No.
Baby Five was
then,
also
like-
a victim of her circumstances.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, number 2 is Big Mom. I feel like I'd put.
I
number
think
1
a
as
lot
Big Mom.
of people in One Piece though are just victims of their circumstance,
Yeah.
but it's what you do from those circumstances, you
It's
know?
true.
Nature.
Because like
versus
Luffy
nurture.
and like the rest of the crew, if you think about it,
It's true.
they're all
Everyone
orphans.
has a very sad backstory.
Yeah. No, these are all orphan kids.
Everyone's an orphan.
Yeah, everyone's an orphan out here. Like none of them have
Yeah, it's
parents.
like all.
Actually,
Or their
Sanji's not
parents.
an orphan, but that's
I feel
okay.
like all of their backstories could have
Okay,
easily.
Sanji's not an orphan,
He
but
was abandoned.
he was abandoned by his actual blood father. So
feel
So
like
it's just
all
as
of-
bad.
Yeah.
all of their
Yeah.
backstories could have created a villain easily.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
yep. But then they found friends.
found
and they weren't
friendship.
villains.
Uh-huh.
Speaking.
Like I mean, like in a
Power
lot of ways, like a
friendship.
lot of them were like, you know, like Nami was kind of doing some shady shit before
Or
they met.
I think
Mhm.
it's not just that they found friends, but like they were all inspired by like one good person in their life that turned it around. You know?
Yeah, it's true. One good influence can make the change.
Yeah. And speaking of Shanks, like we actually see Shanks and all the giants that we've met throughout the series are like
Yeah.
all here. That's crazy.
Yeah, they're all there
Oh, yeah.
Crazy
And,
that we're like
like,
seeing this.
messing up Kid.
Oh yeah, yeah, and they fuck
Uh-huh.
Kid up.
Yeah.
And
Kobe
we see
is
that
also.
Shanks can like see very far into the future and just like fuck stuff out.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was that. I mean, I knew he was powerful, but that's kind of neat. Like I didn't know
Yeah.
it could go that far. Oh, that's what it is. Kobe was like imprisoned on the pirate island Hachinosu.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like trying to get out.
Yeah.
And Aokiji's there. Kuzan is there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's just like, "What are you doing, kid?" But Garp comes to save him, right? And then they have like a Kuzan and Garp have a fight.
Yeah.
Together, yeah. And which is just funny because like it's like, damn, you really love Kobe, huh, Garp? I mean,
He's your new favorite. You don't love me anymore.
you don't love your grandsons anymore. I love Kobe too, though. I guess I get it.
Yeah.
But... like,
That was
damn.
pretty great.
Oh, before we move on to that though, one thing we see with Shanks is he is not only inspired Luffy, but he has inspired like a lot of other people to become pirates, even
Yeah.
though they're not like fit for the sea. They're like pretty weak.
Yeah.
Like,
Which now that
Vivi-
we know more about the One Piece, like, wait a second, like,
Hmm.
isn't this because like he knows, like
that's
what
part of
the
me.
One Piece is?
Hmm.
Well, again,
There's
it's like
strong
one of my
evidence right here that Sanji's
one of my
gay.
like one of my theories on what Luffy's dream is that he wants everyone to be a pirate or something.
Hmm,
So I feel like it would be
that makes sense. That makes sense.
it'd be like, I don't know if that's like how everyone would react or whatever, but even then it'd be like, oh, but what does that mean? To Luffy, all that means is everyone is free. You know, everyone has the freedom to do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but to some
actually,
people
we
that
didn't
might
talk
be like,
about
what are you
that.
talking about?
We
Like,
didn't talk about
everyone
that,
a
like,
pirate, like
Yeah. That
Yeah.
that Luffy
But I-
said his dream or whatever.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it probably is like everybody should be a pirate. But I don't know. Maybe it's not.
Yeah, well, I don't agree with that because he encouraged Kobe to become a Marine.
Or everybody gets to follow their dream.
Yeah,
matter
maybe
what.
something like that.
but like
I
maybe,
don't
but
know.
in Luffy's head, maybe he would call Kobe a pirate.
Hmm.
He'd be like, you are a pirate. You're doing what you want. Like that's what it means to be a pirate. Like you know,
mean
it's like
Oh my
I mean,
goodness, the shot of
fine,
like
it's-
Shanks taking out Kid is amazing though. That is just like a work
Yeah,
of
yeah,
art.
yeah. It's really good.
yeah.
It's so good.
I mean, I hope it's not just that. It's. I think everyone should be a pirate. It's gonna be something more based in like freedom, but I don't know.
I feel like that's totally what being
Yeah.
a pirate's all about, though. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah. I
I'm
don't
sure
know.
it'll blow my mind. I'll be like,
Or it's
crying
something
and
stupid like
sobbing
I
and-
just want to live on a mountain of meat. Like.
yeah, and that's why Usopp was like, no, never, never. Like you cannot say that out loud. They'll kill you.
They'll kill you.
Impossible.
You can't live on a mountain of meat,
Bugger.
Luffy.
It's like cannot. It's probably one of my new favorite pieces of storytelling I've ever seen in an
Oh,
ever
sorry about
is
barking
like that whole thing where Luffy says it and all you get are everyone's reactions.
Mhm.
And you've known
Yeah.
these characters so long
And you have to
that you
predict
can
what he
yeah,
said based on the
you
reaction.
can predict it based on their reactions, which is like you like think something in your head where like, oh, Mountain of Meat, like no, Usopp wouldn't react like that. Like that doesn't make any sense. And it's like you trust Oda thought about that thoroughly. Like that like those reactions are as accurate as you understand them to be. So it's
Mhm.
like, man, it's gonna be fucking awesome. It's gonna make so much sense. I'll be like, he's a genius. Oh
Yeah,
my
I know.
God.
When it's revealed.
Oh my goodness.
Awesome.
And one guy just has an island fruit. How has he not like died, right? Like the island, part of the island must be in the water, right? Like how does
Yeah,
this work?
Yeah, I don't
You
know.
really see a lot of cool other powers though, like the golem power that makes like clay golems, and the hot dominatrix lady who has a whip who just whips buildings and they move.
Yeah, why not?
Oh yeah. That's a weird looking design for a One Piece character, I will say.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
girl.
I feel like assistants design these characters. Like I don't feel like these are all designed directly by Oda, you know?
They don't feel like it. They definitely don't feel like One Piece characters.
Yeah.
So crazy how long we've been reading that series where it's like, if that's true, we can recognize that. That's insane. Like,
Mhm.
we just know the series so well at this point.
Yeah, because they look like even there's that like one goth mommy like marine chick.
Yeah.
That doesn't really look like a typical like Oda design. Like it's in his style, yes, but like the fashion is not really his style.
No, yeah.
And also
Just to make something
Hibari, that one
different.
girl with the like she's super cute. She's got like the like camo leggings and then the one stripe legging and
Mhm.
the sniper.
Oh yeah,
I
you're
love
right.
the design,
She's
but it just
very...
doesn't look quite the same. And I like that. I like that, like, you know, if it was designed by his assistants, they deserve it. They
Mhm.
work really hard.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun to
Interesting
see
that.
different
Mhm.
ideas too for characters because you gotta constantly make a
Yeah.
million
Listen,
characters for
If
this.
it was me and I was like, you know, I have to design 65 big mom kids, I'm going to outsource some of that to my assistants too, okay?
It's already hard enough to draw them over and over again. So.
I know.
There actually are a lot of deaths in this arc, and we also just find out like via newspaper that Vice Admiral T-Bone dies. Not that we care about him, but like he's dead.
Yeah. Another one bites the dust. Another one for the wiki deceased page.
Yeah, which is like 5 names.
Yeah, really.
Just watch, he's going to secretly be alive and he'll be waiting for us at the One Piece.
Yeah.
I was about to say everybody on that list needs a little asterisk, like, or is it?
Or are they?
Or
Yeah.
are they? Oh my goodness, Garp finally shows like his like full power, which is also wild. Like there's so many wild things in this arc that are just like, whoa.
All people are going nuts when the anime came out for it.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my god, they couldn't get enough.
And
Yeah.
it is crazy. We've known Garp for most of the series, and we haven't like you kind of forget like we really haven't seen him fight. We saw him like throw one punch at Luffy, but it was obvious he wasn't trying.
Yeah.
So it was like like
like, yeah, compared to this, like him punching Luffy doesn't count as abuse anymore. Like this is his full. If this is his full power, that's like a tap on the shoulder.
Yeah. No, I think it's cool that like we go so long. We just hear like legends, but when you actually see it, there's been so much hype for it. It's pretty cool. Good payoff.
It is good payoff, and it's good.
And you see him fighting off Kuzan and Coke. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Law also loses against Blackbeard.
Yeah. He does.
Yeah, wild chapters. This is all the same chapter, and then like Beppo goes full Sulong.
Yeah, he does. I don't think Law or Kid are dead, but yeah.
No, I don't think so either. For sure not.
People are pretty convinced Kid's dead. I'm like, no. Like, come on, have you not read this theory? Like, we know what it's like when Oda kills someone.
You have
like,
to
they
see
make
it on
a big
screen,
deal.
or else.
Yeah, exactly. And then, my goodness, I cried when like Kobe like does his like punch.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, his big.
Because he's grown so much.
Yeah, he's grown so
since
much
the beginning of his series.
Yeah. How do you feel, Realm? I know you've always liked Kobe.
I do. I've enjoyed his I have enjoyed his progress as a person. I did see later on towards the end, like where we were catching up, that when he was in the hospital, he's like, after figuring out all these revelations, that he's like, I have to be the one to stop Luffy's dream. And
Yeah.
like to an extent, I was like, oh man, you gotta be a little bitch too, Kobe. But at the same time, he has literally been grown up, under like one of the most touted uh Navy folk in the in the world. So like I can't blame him for feeling the obligation when he is like naturally more of a righteous person. But I don't know. I felt that was like a little bit forced in a way.
Well, we don't know if he actually knows what Luffy's real dream is.
Yeah.
And we still don't know. It must be something to do with like what it means to become the king of the pirates. Because as far as he knows, that's what Luffy's goal is.
Yeah.
And there must be
Yeah.
something about becoming the king of the pirates that he cannot abide by.
Right. So I just kind of felt yeah, right. So there is a bit of ambiguity, and I just felt like that line in particular was like really put there just to like kind of point progress forward. I don't know. I really wasn't a big fan of it, but I like Kobe's, his stature, both like his powers or his, his abilities in general, like, being in the Navy and stuff or the Marines. Um,
Mhm.
Compared to a lot of other characters, it just feels like it doesn't necessarily feel like a parallel with a lot of other characters, and I think that's like very unique to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. His story is his own. I feel like I don't know. I mean, we'll see how it goes. I do feel like maybe he'll have a face off with Luffy, but like the tides will change so fast, like they're not really fighting anymore. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Or maybe they will fight for real.
See.
I don't know. I don't really think a lot of people really hold a candle to Luffy anymore, but we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, Luffy has kind of like reached this level of crazy power.
Yeah.
Like Lucci doesn't stand a chance. He even like beat Kizaru, which is crazy.
Yeah. He does. I do really like Buggy chapter though, actually.
Oh yeah.
It's fun.
Definitely.
With the Cross Guild
Mhm.
and Luffy or not Luffy, Buggy's like confesses, I guess, that he never gave up on like finding the One
Yeah.
Piece. It's cute.
And the reason that he like left Shanks was that it wasn't really because he hated Shanks, but rather that he thought Shanks would be the next Roger.
Yeah.
And he was so disappointed. He's like, I thought you would be the one, but you're not. You're not like going after the treasure.
Yeah, you're not going after the treasure.
Mhm.
So he left.
Yeah, so he left.
And now he's with Mihawk and Crocodile,
Yeah.
who I don't think really like him, but that's okay. His crew loves him, though.
Yeah,
His
that's
crew
true.
are like, Buggy's the best.
And he does have like this je ne sais quoi, you know?
Yeah, he's very charismatic.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. If he was a D&D character, he'd have like a 5 in every stat except for charisma, which is a
Yeah.
nat 20, like a 20.
Yeah. He'd have a pretty high dex, I think. But yeah, otherwise.
I don't know. I feel like if you had that power, there's a lot more dexterous things you could do with that instead of being kicked in the balls.
That's true. He's not that good at.
Yeah.
Oh well. Then we find out that Sabo is alive and has gone back to the Revolutionary Island. Yay, Eva-chan, Eva-san.
Yeah,
Ivy-san.
and we also get some answers to what the heck happened at the rest of the Reverie.
Yeah, we finally
And
find
also,
out.
the like revolutionaries are no slouch. Like they're taking on the admirals.
Yeah, they really are taking on the admirals. They really did like have a whole like plan.
Oh, okay. I think this is the chapter that the anime is at right now.
Oh, is it?
So,
Okay.
spoiler
Animes
warning.
beware.
Past this, yeah. But yeah, like we can keep talking about this chapter, but like after this, yeah.
Yeah.
It's past.
I mean, we've said other things, but sorry. That's why I said anime only beware is my is the
true,
warning
it's
sign. Really, this is where the anime is. Okay. Yeah, we find out what happens at Reverie, and Sorry, I'm scrolling to try to find the thing.
Freaking Mio's guard gets like absolutely crushed. I hope he stays flat for the rest. He is even alive.
Yeah.
Or not Mio's guard. Charlos.
Oh yeah, Charlos gets fucked up, which is good.
Yeah, Charlos gets fucked
Hate
up.
him. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody just starts fighting. Fujitora gonna call in a meteor, and they're like, "Wait, hold on." I love him because he's like, "Oh, I'll just throw a giant rock at it." That's the solution to everything. And King Cobra has like proposed a meeting with the elders, and that's basically what happens. I mean, the princesses, like basically everyone is being like accosted by CP0 and whatever, but King Cobra's peaceful for now. And that's that chapter.
Yeah.
And then we find out, well, one, Bonnie was also there because she was trying to find her dad, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And the revolutionaries do grab Kuma during this time.
Yeah.
And then we have like the best cover art on the next chapter ever. I wanted to share this with you.
Is it one with the red dresses?
No.
With all the girls and Yamato.
No, what?
You know,
And
Ramon.
Yamato.
No. 1085.
Oh, 1085. Oh, I'm on the one before that.
Frankie seeing off all the baby turtles.
Yeah, no, this one is really good. You're right. With all the baby turtles.
How could you do this to me? You all assume I'm this like horny lesbian
I
who
wasn't
only
there
cares about
yet.
girls.
I wasn't there.
Oh
I mean,
my
this is my favorite too because it has Frankie, but. Well, but why be kicked in the balls when you can just attach them and keep? You're right. Buggy's not that smart.
Yeah, but yeah, the next chapter we see like that the elders are not just people; they like can transform as well.
Yeah, and we are introduced to Imu. Oh, you're right. You're right. This is where it is because everyone was freaking out about Imu's voice. Because it's like two voices and a filter. It's interesting how they're handling it. Yeah, so Cobra is asking like what happened to Queen Lily, his like ancestor, who was part of like the previous government that like resulted in the 100-year gap or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it resulted in not the 100-year void, but the poneglyphs being scattered.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah. Because he says something along the line, or we don't know Emu's gender, and even in the anime when they speak, they use like a noise filter, so you can't tell.
You can't tell like what the gender.
So it's just like, yeah, it's just like if it weren't for Lily's, like that gaff that Lily did, the poneglyphs wouldn't have been scattered all across the world.
It wouldn't have
happened.
happened.
We would have been able to like keep this all secret.
Okay. And like no one's supposed to see that the elders can transform except Sabo is watching.
Yeah.
Sabo
sees the thing and he runs.
He's like, uh-oh. And runs, Cobra tells Sabo, like, just so you know, we share the D. That's what he says. And Sabo doesn't have a D, but that's okay. He still has the will of, or he has like he's carrying on the will of Ace.
Sadibo.
And does Vivi see this too? Or Wapol sees this too? They both
Wapol
see it.
sees it.
Wapol sees it. Okay.
Vivi is like detained by CP0. Freaking Jabra is still alive.
Like, why did Wapol see this?
Yeah, why is Wapol there?
Why? You're just snooping around.
Yeah.
He's
like, looking for something to eat, okay?
He just sees like mega government secrets being dropped before his eyes.
Yep. He's like, oh shit, oh fuck.
Like, oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, and he like eats his way out.
Yeah, he eats his
because
way
you know
out.
he has a munch fruit. So he eats his way out.
And they tie up Vivi.
Yeah.
Because she's also a D, I guess. And well, and her dad is like dead, and I don't know.
Yeah, her dad gets freaking murdered.
Yeah, her
and
dad
he
is
stays
literally
dead.
murdered.
He's actually gone.
Yeah. And because of the munch fruit, Vivi is saved.
Yeah.
He does save her.
Yeah. And
And
we do see that there are Seraphim for the rest of the original warlords as well.
There are cat. There's a cat on the cover. Okay. All right. So I actually need a small break. I'm really sorry. I need to take medicine.
No problem.
But I don't know. Either we can go on break for a couple minutes, or you two can just stay. 3 can just stay. Either way.
Nah, I need to grab some water and stuff.
Go on a break? Okay. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. Enjoy the music while we're gone. Bye. Boop, boop. Hello. We're back now. I'm medicated and have more water. Hopefully everyone has water or whatever.
Water.
I don't.
Water.
That's okay.
Yeah, where we left off, Cobra literally got killed. And
yes.
Wapol basically saves Vivi. Even though she's like tied up. And they were gonna get her. And yeah, basically everyone has to escape Reverie because it's a shit show. Anyone that survived it. And we get oh sorry, go ahead.
We also meet Garling.
Yeah, Garling.
Yeah, St. Garling the Garland.
Yeah, Garling.
Okay, I'm confused though because did Miosgard die? Like the one who defended the fishman? Is he dead or is he like sentenced to death? Because those are two different things.
Who? Which guard?
Miosgard.
Oh.
The one good celestial dragon.
Oh, you're right. I don't know.
Because
Genuinely,
like he
I
was
don't know.
saved by Otohime.
Otohime, yeah.
Yeah. So that's why he protected them. But is he dead now? I don't know.
He might be dead. I don't know. We also see Imu say that like we need to test out the mother flame at Lelucia, which I guess now we can interpret the mother flame is like the nuke, or the power
yeah,
to use it made the nuke.
I feel like it would be like the plutonium
yeah
in a bomb, you know?
Yeah. And we
Like
have-
the nuke allegory is like obviously there.
it's true.
Oh yeah.
I do like all of the elders' names. Like initially they're really normal, like Saturn, Mars, but then it's Warcurie and Jupiter.
Yeah. Jupiter is like a
Jupiter.
Yeah,
crime.
really.
It's not good.
It's pretty bad.
It's not good. And Imu wants Vivi. Dun dun dun.
Yes, because Vivi is one of the old
Important.
families, I think.
Yeah, she's one of the old families,
Mhm.
and she's important. And yeah, then there's like Moon Man, Garling.
Yeah. It
And...
looks like the McKnight man.
Yeah, he does.
What was it? McDonald's at night? No, Mac tonight. That's the one.
Yeah.
Mac tonight,
Yeah, he looks like Mac
He
tonight
does.
straight up.
He straight up looks like that. Yeah.
So 20th
We have more Garp fighting Kuzan, and it's a big fight. It is really cool to see Garp actually fighting. It's
Okay.
satisfying.
Someone brought this up though, because in this chapter, like, there's a flashback to Garp talking to like the young recruits
Mm-hmm.
and being like, okay, there's an old man, a young sailor, and a like refugee on an
Mhm.
island, but the boat can only fit 2. Who you're taking? And everyone's like, "Oh, obviously I sacrifice myself and let the old man and the child live." And it's like, "No, take the child and run. Like, leave the old man behind."
Right.
And obviously, we see that happen with Garp. He's like, "Leave me behind, and you go save the people."
Right.
But this is also fitting for the whole arc because in the end, Vegapunk is the one who dies and lets everyone else
Yep.
leave. The Straw
Yeah.
Hats.
Yeah.
It's so genius. It's so like,
And it is a big theme, like raise the
yeah,
younger
new generation
ones
up. Right.
up so they can like, be even better than we were. Yeah.
Right.
Oh my god, it's Iñaki.
Ah, it's just so brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's a little smart, I think.
It is a nice theme because, like, I don't know, it's encouraging to kids. It's encouraging to like everyone, no matter how old you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's that line, or it's like, oh wait, I'll find it. Oh, what the fuck is it?
Oh, you're good.
But yeah, keep talking. I'll find it in the meantime.
That's good.
It was very encouraging.
Helmeppo grabs Kobe in the end, and they're
Yeah.
safe. And Garp is Garp's alive, so
Yeah, Garp is obviously not dead.
Yeah.
He's like frozen, but we've
he's also laughing.
seen like Kuzan freeze people and them not die
Yeah.
quite a lot, actually.
It happens a lot. His ice is not that cold.
Yeah. Ice cold. Not that cold.
Not that cold. Just like a nice
Reminds
ice
me of the
cube.
whole like Star Wars lightsaber debacle. Like, if these can cut through anything, what are they doing? Like, how are people surviving these?
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah.
Just a
Look to
flesh
those who
wound.
walked before to lead those who walk after.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That line.
it's good. We get so many check-ins with like every character ever in this arc.
Yeah.
Like, just so you know, this character's alive, this character's alive, this character is alive, and it's because like Vegapunk is actually like transmitting his message to like the entire world, just so you know, everyone. But it is like crazy, like it's like just so you know, I'm going through my files and looking at every character that
Yeah, literally.
and we even see Laboon.
I know, yeah.
Wow. We even see freaking Pearl,
Even Pearl.
like in this arc.
I remember
Which
you
I
messaged me.
literally was like, I never expected to see this man ever again. Not only did I think he was like that crew was like all dead
Yep.
because of the poison, but he was like a side character, and no one liked him. There are no fans of Pearl, and
There's a mutual of mine who that's his favorite character.
I
Really?
refuse to believe that.
Yeah, he's the guy who runs the One Piece podcast.
Holy shit.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why is
I
that
could-
his favorite character? He gets no development. His powers are not cool.
Steve Yurko, shout out. He's a good artist.
I mean,
You're lying
let's
to
see.
me right now. This is
I'm gonna
untrue.
look him up. Wait, how does
I'm just messing.
I didn't believe
Yeah,
it
no, I
either.
had never expected to see him again. That's crazy.
yeah, it is crazy. We're finally back to Egghead, and the Saturn is like they're planning to like go on to Egghead and to get Kuma's daughter, and also I don't know, fuck up Luffy. But like York is like, save me, because the Luffys are here and they're gonna get me.
I kind of wish I saw like Robin take her down, because you see like Robin
'cause we
hurt
see that
afterwards.
that's like
We just
Robin
don't get
is
enough
fighting
Robin
her.
fights, you know.
Yeah, it is.
But
lame.
like, yeah, they kind of skip over how like all the fights resolved. They were just like, and then the Straw Hats did it.
Because we're going into a different part of this arc now. Like, no more
Right.
fighting like that.
Exactly.
This-
Like the like scramble fight, we can just like skip that. We don't need that because we know the Straw Hats are gonna come out on top. There's like no tension. Like
Yeah.
they're gonna take care of it.
yeah. Oh my god, there's cover art of Kuro too. crazy.
I hope Kuro shows back up and like has Usopp just like pummels him like very easily.
Oh, yeah.
That would be very satisfying.
It would be
Yeah.
satisfying. You're right. And we do have the classic Luffy answering the phone the same way every time, which is, "Hello, I'm Monkey D. Luffy. I'm gonna be the king of the pirates."
King of the pirates.
Like, no matter what, without fail, that's what he says.
Hmm.
So good.
It makes me laugh every time.
Hi,
One
Monkey
of-
Luffy here, King of the Pirates.
Yeah.
One of my favorite like scenes is that with Big Mom, where he like just says that to Big Mom and has that phone call with her.
Yeah, he's like, "Hi.
Like, we're gonna kill you.
We're gonna kill you." Yeah, he's like, "We have all the Vegapunks here. If you care about your life, you'd better order those ships to clear off." Like, he's trying to get the Marines to go away. That does not work, though. At all.
Yeah.
And all the Seraphim have been, like, they're bubbled, so they can't do anything.
Yep.
And so they're not really an issue anymore.
I can't believe they didn't like tie Lucci and them back up though. Like,
No,
why
I
not?
just don't. I don't know.
Like, why
they
not?
forgot. They forgot. They're pirates, but they're not very good at being like, "Oh yeah, we have to control these people." They're very bad at like hostages. Like, even with what's his face, the super evil guy, they just use his powers.
Oh, Caesar?
Yeah, Caesar.
Yeah.
That's always. So
I guess
funny,
they
yeah.
just don't respect them enough. They're
Yeah.
like, even if they try to fight us, what are they gonna do? We
Yeah.
don't care.
Yeah, we just don't
Which
care
is
about
such-
them.
Which is such a like low blow.
It
to,
is kinda. It's like
Bob-
worse.
Bob Lucci.
Yeah. Actually, I do think one thing that makes me sad about this arc is that, like, I mean, I guess Frankie's like a self-realized character, and so he's happy, but like he doesn't get anything. Like, wow, this is the land of technology, and I really respect Vegapunk, but he's just like there, hanging
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, it's interesting how Vegapunk was such a
supporting.
big part of his like time skip backstory.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that was one disappointing thing of this arc. Is
Yeah.
like, but
Yeah, my friend pointed it out to me because they're an anime only, and so they didn't
Yeah.
know. And they're like, "I really hope Frankie gets something," and I was like, "Oh no."
I know. I know they like barely talk.
Yeah, he's there, but he's just the support guy, really.
But it's really sad because Frankie tries to start a conversation with Vegapunk and Vegapunk ignores him.
He does ignore him.
It's so sad.
Like, no, no. It's okay. I'll pay attention to you.
Yeah, I feel like this arc was definitely not a great arc in terms of like making sure all the characters had their cool big moments, because it's like it wasn't really made for that. Like it wasn't.
No,
that was
It
really
wasn't
its
about
intent.
that.
I think it's
Yeah.
fine that like Nami doesn't do anything big other than like get on the boat and be like, "Let's GTFO, y'all." Like
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't. They don't need that.
Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, I guess it was. I didn't expect anything big for Frankie, but just a tiny thing would have been nice.
I wonder if
a
if
couple
you can like
pages.
think, you put your tinfoil hat on for a second, that like he didn't give Frankie any time. I hope it's just a plot hole and I'm not going crazy, but I feel like if he didn't give Frankie any time, maybe he didn't want to show like the world government his I mean the world government kind of had a thing out for Frankie, but not at the scope of which Egghead was revered as a scientist.
Sure.
That'd be my only that'd be my only headcanon thing. Like he didn't want to give attention to like save him or keep him safe.
Yeah, maybe Lilith will like do stuff with Frankie.
Yeah, that's what I think. Because she's on the
And
boat
Alpha?
now, I feel
Yeah.
like Frankie will
She's
talk to
Vegapunk.
Lilith, and it'll be all right. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's okay. Fine.
Oh my goodness.
Uh,
I feel like I haven't. Hot take. I feel like I haven't been a big fan of Frankie since the time skip. I feel like
I
he's
know,
not
but
done
I'm still
anything super
rooting for
crazy.
him.
Yeah, I feel like maybe Fishman Island he had a few moments that I liked, but like
I wish he was
Beyond
more
that-
dancey. He used to be so high energy.
He
No,
does do
yeah.
he does kind of dance in Wano with his weird disco
Yeah.
fight thing.
I really do
Yeah.
think a big part of it. I still like, even now I'm like, it's like I'm used to the designs, but I just still do think Frankie's is a downgrade. I just don't think it works.
No, I get
Like,
it,
yeah,
but I'm still rooting for him.
it's always fun to watch. Obviously.
Even though I don't love the arms either. Yeah, but
I like it. but it's a very different design. It is not like the same. He's a different
Yeah.
man.
I like that
Because
he
he went
changes
from
his
Ace
hair.
Ventura to action figure.
Yeah, like if his hair had been like the buzz cut like the whole time, I'd be really sad. But
Yeah.
because he
that'll be
changes
sad.
it every arc, it's okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, like looking at how he like danced when he was like first introduced and like disco and everything, like I miss that.
Yeah. I missed that too.
Yeah.
Now he's just robot.
There are some moments like when he's like riding the motorcycle where he sings and stuff, and that's kind of cool. But
Yeah.
like, I want him to be like posing and doing stuff all the time.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's actually my one criticism of Egghead. I think, honestly. I mean, there's more, but I don't know.
The criticism is that it ended.
It ended, yeah.
Wow.
It's okay that it ended though, because we're going to Elbaf.
That's true.
In my
I
opinion.
really hope this is like Usopp arc again.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
hoping.
need-
think
we need,
it's
like-
gonna be right.
I want like Usopp focused storylines again.
They're like holding him up. It's gotta be his arc.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They didn't do much
gotta
in
be
Wano.
right. Well, okay. To be fair, like he's always kind of like gone back and forth
Mm-hmm.
with like Zoro didn't really do much or Sanji didn't do much in Whiskey Peak, so Sanji did more in like not Dressrosa, Alabasta.
Yeah.
There were definitely arcs where they all felt pretty good in terms of like all
Yeah.
getting time though. Like
Mhm.
it doesn't.
Like
it never
Emmy's
felt
Lobby
like-
was really good for that.
Yeah.
and even Alabasta didn't really feel like any character
I think
specifically
even
had less.
Little
Or like
Garden
Chopper
does it
doesn't really
well.
get focused on Chopper doesn't really have a fight in Alabasta, so he gets one in Skypiea. You
Mhm.
know?
Yeah. They all felt pretty good in Skypiea too. They all felt like they had a good role.
No,
It's just
they
like
did- no, really. If you look back on it, like who did Zoro fight in
it's
Skypiea?
really, I guess so. But like in terms of like scenes, I remember.
Oh,
Right.
the
I guess,
guy
like,
with the
just
dog.
fight scenes.
Yeah, not just fight
I guess
scenes.
like
You're right.
yeah, where it's like I remember there was like he was involved quite a few times, but there are arcs where like you just don't see them for so long. Like
Yeah.
in like in
Yeah.
Wano, there was a solid probably like 20
Yeah,
chapters.
I
I didn't
think
even see
That was
Usopp.
my problem with Wano is that it was so dense. It felt like we didn't get a lot of focus because
Yeah.
Mhm.
like they wanted me to care about the samurai, but also all these other characters, and it's like
That's because they're introducing so many characters. That's why I
Yeah.
hope Elbaf is a little bit more Straw Hat focused.
yeah,
Yeah. Or like we
'Cause I feel
already
like-
know a lot of the
right.
giants.
Yeah, because it's kind of like now that like they've kind of like MIA'd both Kid and Law, which were taking up a good amount of the screen time for a while. Like they were pretty much becoming like secondary characters next to like the Straw Hats in terms of like how much they were in the story. That I'm like, it's cool that they're now kind of like not in the story for a little bit. Like we can
Yeah.
go back to having a Straw Hat focused story.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And I think a lot of this is like the post time skip arcs have all kind of been about the development of the Straw Hats into like worthy successors to the Pirate King's legacy now.
Yeah.
It's no longer just like, oh, they're on a fun adventure, and no longer being like, we've got to figure out how to be a crew. But now they are a crew, and they're like, how do we like become people who are worthy
Right.
of like carrying on that legacy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Without them even knowing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You're right. So we have like Kizaru fight. Kizaru
Yeah.
comes to Egghead Island. And it's like I don't know. Because of
enjoyed
the I liked
I
it.
always like seeing Gear 5.
yeah, seeing Gear 5 is good.
And
Um,
yeah, it's just pretty wild that like
That
Luffy
scene-
once had so much problems with Kizaru and Logia people, and now he's just like tossing them around.
Yeah, and it's actually fine.
Yeah.
It's not
that
that
scene's gonna be insane animated.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
yeah.
It's gonna go so hard.
Like
when it
the
gets animated.
Lucci fight was already insane animated, and they did this great shot where it like flashes
like-
back to the Gear 3
Oh,
punch.
nice.
Oh yeah. There's like that part where he's like kicking Kizaru and he kicks all of his clones at the same time. That's gonna
Oh,
go
yeah.
so hard, like animated. Like I know for
Oh,
a fact they're
man.
gonna do some crazy
Mhm,
shit with
mhm.
that.
Yeah. And that one shot of like him firing the laser and like Luffy just swallows it and it comes out of his eyeballs
Oh yeah.
like a cartoon character. It's great.
Right. It's so good. I do like it because like at least I'm glad that Kizaru isn't like a pushover. He's still like a fight. But
Yeah.
yeah, Luffy can
Kizaru's
actually
just
do
cool,
something
too.
now.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Just
Kizaru's
watching him
pretty cool.
fight is so cool.
Yeah, a very interesting power to use.
Especially after the most recent chapters, he's becoming like one of my favorite like warlord or not warlords, government
The
people.
government people. Yeah. He's complicated, and I actually like that for him.
Yeah.
It's cool design. I'm glad I didn't just they didn't use that design just to make some hateable motherfucker. It's like
Right. I mean,
can like
he is
this
a little
character.
hateable, but you can sympathize with him.
yeah,
Yeah.
we hate the government, but like, hey,
He's doing his job.
there's still humans running it.
Mm-hmm. They are. Oh my god, I love it when he just grabs Kizaru like a
Yeah.
little doll.
And
Oh
he,
yeah, when he turned
like, this is also when the force field's back up. So, like, Kizaru kicks him through the force field, and then he's like, damn, that hurt. Like, I had to come through that force field twice.
yeah.
And they were like,
What?
how'd you do that? Because you're supposed to be dead. What do you mean you went through it twice?
Like, whatever. I'm Luffy.
Yeah, shut up.
I do what I want.
I'm
Yeah,
Luffy,
sure.
the king of the pirates.
But if Luffy just started doing like saying that, he was just like, every time someone talked, he was like, "Shut up," and they're all like, "Okay." They all like zip their mouth, like their mouth, like literally cartoonish, like zipping their mouth.
Right.
Like,
Are we watching the same show?
Yeah,
what
right.
what if Gear 5 Luffy came to your house and just give me all your food?
Well, he would just eat all my food.
Yeah,
It's alright.
that'd be funny.
Oh yeah, when he uses the power of water to like make reflections of himself because he's light, that's so cool too.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah, very cool, very cool.
So creative with his powers.
Oh my gosh. And then we were, just when we thought, like, oh my god, we are going toe to toe with an admiral. This cannot get any more hype.
Oh my god,
Um,
yeah.
Yeah, so, like, the elder shows up and he's a demon.
Yeah, he's a demon. He's just a casual uni, whatever those are.
And this was
the
like
cow.
This was like
spiders.
the part where like reading week to week, I was like, "What is happening?" Like every week, I was like, so like I kept just telling people like One Piece. Oh my god! I
Yeah,
was
it's like he just like gets summoned out of the ground too.
I know it just comes out of nowhere, and
Wow.
it's like he's like, I am like he looks like a demon. I'm like,
He looks like freaking Asmodan from Diablo.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if anyone knows that reference, but like the giant fat Spider-Man.
he's a devil fruit.
Yeah.
He's
Oh
devil
my
He's the
and
God.
fruity.
devil. Yeah.
He's a devil fruit. He's a fruity devil.
What?
Yeah. And like Oda has been like holding back on like killing characters, and it really like is a sharp contrast to like Saturn just like looking at a marine and being like, your head explode, and then his head
Yeah.
explodes and he
He
dies.
just dies.
In a bloody gory mess. It's just
Yeah, oh
like,
yeah, I
what
forgot
the
about that.
fuck?
You're like,
But
oh
I like that
god.
they tonal shifts are cool, and like he uses a lot
Yeah.
of like darker colors suddenly, like a lot of black for all of like the effects that he
Right.
draws for him is like really cool. Looks really scary. God,
Oh,
I mean, we'll
gosh.
talk about it when we get to it, but man, Emu too. I was
Yeah.
like, holy moly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
Oh my god, and that backstory was so fucked for Kuma.
Yeah, no, that's like I had not cried in One Piece in a long time, and I was like, "Oh no, you did it again, Oda."
Is that when is this when it happens? The backstory?
More or
It
less.
starts happening.
Yeah, because Bonnie starts
I
fighting.
think we went over. Did we?
Saturn. We did go
we
over it.
we
Yeah.
went over this last time.
We
yeah.
did.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's sad.
It's real
It's
sad.
of course sad. That was where I caught up. Was the last chapter of the backstory was the last chapter. Like the first chapter I read caught up.
Mm-hmm.
Just quite the chapter to end on.
Right. I mean, I guess the one nice thing is that we know that Kuma and Ivanka were like childhood friends, but like,
Yeah, seeing young Ivanka was so cool.
yeah. To me, they've always had a huge head.
And seeing young fucking Kizaru too.
Yeah.
He's got like this hat on. Man, that was so cute. They all eat pizza together. Man, food things like emotional food scenes make me sad or emotional. I swear. Like whenever like they eat together and someone's like emotionally eating their favorite food in one piece. I'm like, damn,
Aw.
this is sad.
It is sad though.
Yeah, watching Bonnie eat all like just because you know shit's about to go fucking bad, and like watching Bonnie finally eat like her favorite meal, like her pizza, or like the whole thing with Big Mom, like watching Big Mom eat and stuff is always really sad.
No.
For me, it's always the parent scenes. Like Bonnie's not even Kuma's like biological daughter, but she is his daughter, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Well, yeah,
And he's like never treated her as anything different.
yeah. Yeah, and it's also really drilling home that Kuma is like literally the kindest man like ever. Like his
Yeah.
entire backstory. He's so
Yeah.
kind and I don't know, giving.
He is a saint.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool way to do it. It's also I like how they establish this sort of they do it very tactfully too. It's not like it's not like Oda doesn't write it like he understands. He writes it it's like it exists where it's like clearly racism.
Mm-hmm.
Like, clearly these people are slaves. Like, it's very clear that that's obviously supposed to be, what he's writing is adjacent to reality. But he doesn't write in a way that feels like he's pretending to know more than he knows. He's writing it in a way where it's like, oh yeah, this is a thing. It's in reality. It's in this story too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Kuma is like was subjected to it.
Yeah, and abuse too. Like, there's sexual abuse also, and he like does it very tactfully.
yeah.
He doesn't like actually put a lot of emphasis on it, but rather he emphasizes like the effects of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
it's
a very good way to do it. Like
with
even
Bonnie's mom, right? That was pretty implied.
Yeah.
like even Berserk like doesn't
No,
do a good job with
they
that.
No, a lot of series don't, because it's
Yeah,
because when you don't, it just you run the
it
risk
feels
of it being like
fetishy, you know?
yeah, you run the risk of like because I don't know because when like you don't expect Oda to really fully understand the like gravity of that stuff. So like no offense to Oda, but like
Yeah.
a decently well off middle-aged Japanese dude might not understand that like fully. So like you just kind of you get the wrong idea. It's like it's very easy to get the wrong idea of why they would write something like that, and it's like and it unfortunately in a lot of places it's in like bad taste,
Yeah.
So but Oda does a good job being like,
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
not going to pretend I know what I'm talking
Like
about.
I
here.
think
I'm just gonna
Berserk's
mention it.
message is good, but like the way the scene is portrayed in Berserk is not done well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
And I think here it's because like he doesn't show it, he doesn't need to show it. He lets like if you need to imagine it, that's like up to you. But at the end, it's like that's not the important part. The important part is that she loved Kuma to the end, and he took care of their daughter.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. It's more comfortable
And
read.
I think
too.
that also is something that Oda's more comfortable writing because he has daughters. He is a father.
Very true.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And like the one chapter where like all of this happens, like he didn't like fully complete it, and I think that was because it was affecting him.
Yeah, I think it was hard. Really hard to do.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah, I
a
can only
really rough
imagine.
chapter, but yeah.
It's a really, really rough chapter.
I can only imagine one of like the most emotional. Like I can't wait till it's animated too. It's probably gonna be animated really well.
Yeah.
After the backstory, when like Bonnie like runs up to Vegapunk and like turns small as she runs up to him.
Yeah. Oh God.
It's like it's if they animate that well, that's gonna be so.
No, the scene that gets
heart-wrenching.
me is the scene of like Kuma running. He's been running his whole life.
Oh yes, and it shows him running.
And it
Yeah.
shows him
getting
running through
older.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kuma is one of like it's so cool because they like again just perfect bullshitting on Oda's part where it's like he definitely did not. I don't think he had Kuma planned the entire time. I'm sure
Yeah,
he just wrote him as a
Well,
stoic.
he definitely had Bonnie not planned.
Yeah.
No, yeah. They definitely wrote just Kuma as a stoic guy, but like what an like perfect way to write it, where it's like there's a reason why he looks the way he does, he acts the way he does, like all this stuff. It's like, man, he's so good at that. How does he do it? It's like
Yeah, because I feel like
Genius.
because of like Thriller Bark and Shabandi or whatever, however you say that, like we know that Kuma's not a bad guy, and he was never planned to be a bad guy. But
no,
Yeah, I
well, all
don't
the
know.
warlords are pretty much planned to be like, at the very least, anti-heroes.
Yeah.
Like not good people, but not like evil people. evil in their own way, not just like government pawns. Like they
Right, right.
obviously all had a reason to be doing what they're doing.
Right.
Even like Crocodile and stuff. It's like, yeah, they're bad guys, bad dudes, but like you kind of don't like, you hate them because they did bad things, not because they're just like they're working for the government. Like,
Right.
yeah.
And like I feel like in a lesser shonen series, it could have been like fight of the week, like we gotta get through these 7 people, but it's One Piece very
Oh,
clearly
yeah.
like dodges all of that kind
Even-
of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Even the dude, oh, what's his name? The guy that has the big axe that like basically.
Oh,
is in charge of-
Sentomaru, yeah, they
Yeah,
give him a
he's-
little backstory too.
Yeah, he's cool too. I like him. I feel like he could have potential of being a really well established character too. It's like it's cool. They just do a good job with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm watching some people react to One Piece for the first time, and they look at like Miss Wednesday and Mr. Nine or whatever, and they're like, "Ah, I see. These are going to be Jesse and James for the next 100 episodes."
Oh.
It's like that
Oh,
is
man.
not what happens at all.
That was one of the first like I put Vivi on a pedestal, but one of the reasons why is because that was one of the first like writing prowesses that I was really impressed with. Was like I really didn't see that coming, but like once it happened, once you like revealed that was Vivi or whatever, I was like, huh, that actually works really well. I'm like,
Mhm.
that is like it probably wasn't planned. Actually, I think he said it wasn't planned, but
It
like,
wasn't fun, so.
but he did a damn good job making me feel like it was for a second, and that's all that matters. Like
Yeah.
it's just
Mhm.
it's just a matter of making it feel real in the story you're reading. You know, it's like
Yeah.
he's good at it. He's just good at bullshit. He's just good at like, and with a long series like this, you can't expect somebody to have everything planned from the very beginning. So having a skill in like
Adapting.
coming up with stuff on the fly,
Mhm.
like winging it,
or
Yeah.
is
improvising.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, improvising, yeah, or I guess yeah, layman's term, winging it. But yeah,
Yeah.
improvising is a better way to word it. But yeah, he's really good at that,
Yeah.
and good at getting use out of his characters.
Yeah. And we also see Stussy knew them too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And she's like, I'm a clone. Am I even really human? And they're like, of course.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I don't know. They're just really nice. Even though it's like we're seeing like Kuma sacrifices himself to save his daughter. I don't know. The little moments of them just hanging out like with oh my god, on Egghead with Dr. Vegapunk and Porcelino and
yeah.
Sentomaru. Like, oh man. Because I don't know. Like Oda's really good at humanizing every single character. It's just crazy to me.
Yeah, well,
I
that's
think
like
food
definitely.
is a really good job of that. Like everyone
know.
understands
Yeah.
food.
Yeah, and that's why it's so powerful that Luffy. That's like the thing that Luffy always gravitates towards in terms of like having people trust him.
Mm-hmm.
Is like if a person is vulnerable and willing enough to like eat with you,
Mm-hmm.
like they are more human than someone who that's a very
Yeah.
human thing, and Luffy responds well to human nature. So it's like, man, that works so fucking well.
Yeah.
Like holy shit. Like,
Maybe that's his dream. Eat a meal with everyone
In the whole world.
in the whole world.
That'd be cool.
yeah, I mean that's like I think that's part of the storytelling of One Piece is definitely like like we are all people who are like part of this world's like cycle. So making sure everyone sees each other as people is very important, and like they use this terminology a lot where it's like the elders just see people as like insects or just pawns that like who cares about killing someone? Give her step on an ant. Who cares about an ant? Like that kind of
Mhm.
bullshit.
How many
villain
breads
stuff.
have you eaten? In your
Yeah, it's
life?
like classic like villain stuff, but it's like it's
Yeah.
really good for the story because it's like that is we said this throughout the entire series. One of the strongest things about Luffy is that he's a people person. Like
Mhm.
he understands people, and it's like if
Mhm.
that is like the most genius way to write a hero of a story like this is the person who understands the like human nature more than anyone else is like the true king of the pirates. It's fucking cool. Like,
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah. And we also see like this is where like Kuma found out all about all the islands that he eventually sent the Straw Hats to, and
Yep.
he also discovers Luffy as well, and the
Yep.
creation of the Pacifista. Like all these answers of things that have been built up through the whole series are here.
Are here.
Yeah, it's-
Yeah.
it's cool to have a backstory in a series this long that like covers things we've seen. Like I like
Yeah.
when it's like part of his backstory is when he meets Luffy in like Thriller Bark, and I'm like, oh yeah, that happened. I was there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh, we're caught up to the part we already knew about.
Like a lot of backstories are just things we haven't seen before that like they're explaining to us. But this is stuff that now we finally have context for. It's like, oh, we've seen this. Like this is part of his backstory. We've seen this part. It's like that's so fucking cool. Or even like the beginning where it's like, you see Luffy leave. It's like, oh yeah, that's right before the beginning of the series. Like that part where he beats up the giant fish. That's like a minute before that happened. Like
Yeah.
it's like that's kind of cool. Like I feel like not a lot of series do that well, where it feels so satisfying to get that.
It is.
Yeah.
It is really satisfying. It was also very satisfying when Bonnie punches the stupid Marine lady in the face, because fuck her.
Yeah.
The nurse girl.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
fuck
hated
that
her.
bitch.
Alpha. I feel like she's like
She's like the truest villain.
Khalifa's
Yeah.
like sister or something. Like, God, what a bitch.
Yep.
Yeah, you could kill like 1,000 men. I wouldn't care. But once you rip up that girl's note from her dad, like
No.
No,
You're dead.
it's on
no
site.
more. No, yeah.
It's on site.
Like Luffy, get her.
Get her! Yeah.
Like rips her
Oh my
apart like limb
God.
from limb.
Speaking of which, like Saturn grabs like Bonnie, which is also like, kill him, please.
Yeah, after that
Yeah.
whole backstory, that's like such a great way to villainize a character.
Yeah.
After that whole backstory, one of the next things he does is take Bonnie and just like very like viciously like throw her on the ground. Like you see her like body sway onto the floor, and it's just like, all right, kill that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that, this guy's like dead as fuck. And then Kuma gets his punch. It's really satisfying.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was such a good punch. And like Kuma coming in and he's all beat up because he just like
Yeah.
went through all that shit. Like, oh
Mhm.
my God.
Oh, man. That's actually the part where I didn't cry through the entire thing, but I cried when he showed up. I was like, oh, no!
Ah.
Yeah. Because I don't know. I guess I was expecting it, but the timing was just so good.
Oh,
Oh.
my goodness.
It's great.
Oh, and we also discovered limitations to Bonnie's powers, which is, again, like, I don't understand why people are so mad. They clearly were not paying attention that she has
my
limitations to
God.
power. Like, it's only based on what she can imagine her future could be. If she
Yeah.
can't see, if she's lost hope and she can't imagine a future, she can't transform into that
Yeah.
anymore.
She can't
Um,
transform.
There was a few things that during like discussion people were like what? That doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, nope, they've already established that. Like, did you read it?
Yeah.
Like,
It's literally what she imagines her future to be.
Yeah.
Was there
It
something
is.
recently that people were talking about that I was like, did you guys read it? Why
Yeah.
is everyone not remember this?
I know.
What was it? Like, it was.
There's a lot of.
Oh, and Sanji also, like, is strong enough to block the laser beams now, too.
Yeah, go Sanji.
Yeah, everyone's like, you just block a freaking laser, dude?
You're
Yeah.
out, right?
That's a
And
cool
Frankie's
shot,
strong
though.
enough to, like, shoot through Saturn, though Saturn is immortal, so
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter. But, like, yeah. And just when we thought, and like this, at this point, like when the Elder showed up, I was like, this is the peak. This is like the villain of the arc, clearly. But no.
Kind of is, but no.
But no.
Yeah, it keeps
It's
going
like,
crazy.
I can't get any worse than this, right? This is already hell on earth.
Yeah. Right. Can't get worse than that.
Yeah, it can't get more peak than this. There's no way the next chapter would be crazier.
No,
right?
everyone is
Peak
trying to
gets peaker.
escape.
Yeah. Mhm. And then the fucking giants show up.
And
like,
the giants showed up.
and they're cutting through like the entire masts of like the Navy ships. They're just like whoop, like butter. And it gives perspective into like just how strong they were back on Little Garden. Like they were so powerful.
Yeah, they weren't
It's
really
just, like,
fighting anyone because they were like
They weren't
taking
fighting
it.
seriously at all.
Yeah, they were taking advantage of, and you didn't really get a chance to see them actually
Yeah.
fight. So
Exactly. And they were using like dull weapons, and then now they're like actually here. And we also have like Bonnie sees Luffy in the Nika form.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And
Oh,
then-
yeah.
So then the giants show up, and I'm like, oh my gosh! Now this is like the climax. It can't get crazier than this.
It just keeps going.
Yeah.
Right.
I was wrong again.
Yeah, the giants showed up, and it's like the same giants.
Yeah, all the same giants that
Oh,
we met throughout
yeah.
the whole series.
Which is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Blackbeard's pirates show up,
Yep.
but then Karibo shows up, and I'm like, oh
thank
my
God.
god,
Why?
why is he still here?
Yeah. Why are
Peak
you?
gets he was
peaker.
here.
Oh my god.
Uh,
Yeah.
But yeah, Karibo gets taken in by the Blackbeard pirates, and I feel like Blackbeard's gonna love him
Yeah, he probably
because
will love
Blackbeard
him.
loves what Luffy hates.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
so
Creeps.
it's gonna be like Blackbeard's favorite.
Blackbeard deserves him.
Yeah, swamp ass motherfucker. Oh my god.
Do
He's
not
the real loser of that series.
associate
loves mushy
Slugma
peas.
with Caribou. Do not.
No.
Um.
But yeah, I do have to hurry because I have to leave soon. But like,
Oh no, yeah, we're good. I mean, yeah, we can keep. I mean, we also, if we're gonna meet next Tuesday, it's okay if we
Yeah,
save
that's
things
true.
for next Tuesday
That's
too.
true.
That's totally okay.
Okay.
But no, like,
Because
since
like,
we're talking about it, like, it does get crazier because not
Yeah.
only does Luffy fight Saturn and like frisbee and pizza toss him away, but then all
Yeah.
the other elders show up too.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's like then all the other, oh god, like everything, everyone.
Yeah, it's crazy, and they're all demons. They look like something from a different series.
Right.
They look like they're from like Jujutsu Kaisen, actually.
Some of them
Kinda,
do, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's because most of the demons have like, I can tell what they are in like Japanese like mythology or whatever, but then there's like the sandworm.
Oh yeah, from Dune.
What the fuck? Did you watch Dune recently,
I know.
It's fine, whatever. Yeah, no, it's crazy. And even just the Luffy fighting this guy. Like, Luffy has to fight these dudes for, like, 20 chapters.
Yeah.
Because they just keep going, and the giants end up helping him out. And,
Yeah. There's that great reference to, like, how they saved him in Little Garden, where they, like, cut the Brachiosaurus neck and he just pops out the neck
yeah.
after he gets eaten.
I like whenever they had like a little flashback to a little garden once, and it's like they had like little drawings of like, you know, pre-time skip Luffy, and then Vivi was there too, and I'm like, huh. And my friend was like, oh yeah, was Vivi there? And I'm like, yeah, it's like Vivi was there.
Yeah,
They're
Vivi's
like,
there.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was when
Yeah.
she was part of the crew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is awesome to see Dory and Broggy, like, fighting alongside, though. I feel like that's a lot of people's, like, dream. I don't know. Maybe I'm making it up, but...
Oh, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys think Bonnie will join the crew?
I don't know.
Body?
That's
No,
a
I
good-
don't think so.
I think...
Nah.
Okay, my thing, and I'm going to stick with this for a long time now, that the final crew member is actually just Vivi. Like, that's...
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, but...
I think the story is going in a direction where there won't really be time to establish another crew member.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I feel too.
I think like the finale of this series is happening pretty much as we're seeing it. So like, I think Elbaf, more shit's gonna go down, and like, you know, there's gonna be some kind of bad whatever thing happening there. But like, I think if Bonnie is part of their crew, it's just that she's gonna be relevant until the end of the series.
Yeah.
Like she's just
Yeah.
gonna be part of the conflict until the end. And same with Vivi. I think Vivi will come in,
Yeah.
help out, and be part of the conflict to the finale. But like, whether that's part of the crew or
the
not,
thing
I
is,
don't
she
think
is
will even be part.
already a Straw Hat because they said so. Okay.
Yeah. Everyone's a straw hat.
Or
So-
what if that's Luffy's dream? Everyone will be on my pirate crew.
Oh.
Could do that. Yeah.
Yeah, then everyone is a Straw Hat. Oh my
Yeah.
god, people would be so mad with that.
Hey, let them be mad.
Yeah. The real treasure wasn't the friends we made along the way. The treasure is that you have to be my friend.
Right.
Yeah. Or you're dead.
Yeah.
What if he just turns into like a tyrant at the end? He's just like, if you don't do what I say, I'm gonna kill you. And everyone's like, okay.
Isn't that what Imu basically is? If you don't do what I say, I'll kill you.
Yeah, exactly. What if, like,
basically. Which he does kill somebody, but a bunch of
Yeah.
people, but
yeah,
no.
quite a few.
Yeah, Zoro's fighting Lucci for some reason. And they have to go like get him because they're trying to leave the island.
Oh my god, fucking Copium Bob out here is
Yeah.
like, I'll settle for the second hand of like
It's
the
like,
first
dude.
mate of a war of an emperor.
Dude,
I-
give
I-
up.
Yeah.
Uh,
At least he admits that Luffy's an emperor, but now he's just like coping. He's like, I'm fine as long as I take you out, and he doesn't.
yeah, I'll just
because
take the
he
second
sucks.
man out. It's our first man
Yeah.
out. It's fine. No, you can't.
Oh
You
my
still
gosh,
suck.
Bob Lucci is such like the guy who like, you know, DMs you like, I could beat you up. I'm part of like the FBI, blah blah blah. I could totally
there's
take
a
you
lot.
out.
I'm
Bro,
glad
my
they made
brother's
such
like a black belt, man. I
Yeah,
could totally
uh-huh.
beat you up.
I
Right.
killed
Someone
like
at-
50 people when I was 15.
Someone at like the local place I play One Piece was so mad at me once, or not really mad, but he was just like, "Dude, why would you say that?" Because I was like, "Oh, I love." Like he was like, "I don't know, they make Rob Lucci kind of weak." I'm like, "Yeah, I love that. He's a fucking loser now. Like it's awesome." And he was like, "Why? Wait, what? Why would you say that?" And he was like, "He's cool," and I'm like, "Yeah, but like he's an asshole. We
Yeah,
like to
he's
see these
totally an
assholes become
asshole.
losers." Like,
Yeah.
He needs like something better to do with his life than just kill people, okay? He's a serial killer, let's be honest.
These are the
He
same people
is.
that would be like, yo, if evil, why hot?
Yeah.
right.
Because they're evil, bro.
Because they're evil.
There's karma coming their way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
Some of the ways they draw the elders are really cool, and some are
Yeah.
not as cool, but that's okay.
Yeah, the Warcury, the Pigman, he's not as
Yeah.
cool as the others. I
Yeah.
feel like.
So I don't know how much time you have. It is like 10:30 or
Yeah.
9:30, so it's getting later, and we can totally, if since we do have like another 2.5 hours, we can talk next Tuesday. We can, because the next part that we have to talk about, I think is gonna take like an hour to talk about all of like the info
That's
dumps that we
true.
get from Vegapunk.
Yeah.
You know-
and
you
then
know,
we can
we
theory
should-
craft a lot. Honestly, we did a
If
lot
we-
of theory crafting in this stream too.
We did.
If we have
and that's
any,
fine.
if we got any time, you know what we should do?
What?
We should do a draw from memory game of the
Oh,
One Piece.
Oh, that would be fun.
that'd be fun.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll find the most obscure character for Dawn to draw.
Okay.
We could do me if you guys. I know Trips likes to do art.
I do like to do
If
art.
you
Yeah, I
guys
like
want
to
to do
do
it too.
art, too.
Okay, you guys all want to. I was gonna say I don't want to
Yeah,
force
let's
anyone
do
to
it.
draw who doesn't want
Well,
to. But yeah,
Realm, I don't know.
I've
Realm
only
has
done
some-
pen and paper.
Ah, okay.
that's okay. Get the bust out the
okay.
webcam,
Digital
bust out the
is,
lamp,
is
like the
hard,
lamp.
but I'm learning.
Sacrifice your first kid. I mean, just get into something new. It's all good.
Yeah.
I do.
Just
Either
use your
way, but
mouse.
that could be a fun thing. Is like some of us share our screen, or we use some kind of drawing.
Yeah.
draw
Or we can,
together
yeah,
yeah, the
software.
draw together thing. Yeah,
Mhm.
we could
Yeah.
do that while talking about One Piece. That'd be fun too.